Oh, good evening, everyone, and welcome to this week's wonderful installment of a shit show. Oh, wait
were talking
wait
about
a minute.
before we went
Wait
online.
a minute. This
Yeah,
isn't
intro.
the pig show. This is my show. It's okay. So it's gonna be drunken fun because there's no movie tonight. So go ahead, grab your favorite drink, and join in the discussion about. Well, wait, do we really want people to drink as we talk about that wonderful experience with a drill bit that you had there, Furball?
We can, because I've been drinking since then. Here, let me share screen. I'll show you the picture. What the hell happened? Present,
Got a picture.
window.
Oh, I know. Idiots operating
Be
a
careful,
drill.
don't send me a dick pic.
There we go.
Yeah, that actually kind of reminds me. I was doing a job. Oh God, what? 4 years ago, and I actually did have the mineral oil at the hotspot trying to drill through a metal plate. The drill bit slipped, hit me in almost the same exact spot, but I was wearing a heavy-duty mechanics glove, so it ripped through all the fabric first, so instead it just burned me instead of actually ripping apart my skin.
Oh no, I was standing over my kitchen sink, pushing really hard, and it slipped. And so it's a Forstner bit, so it's got one point in the middle, and then it cuts from the outside edges.
Yep.
So you can see right in the middle is where the inner part hit. It only got about 3/4 of a turn before I pulled it off. So about 1/4 of that skin is still attached. The rest is not.
Why does this remind me of the, for salads, those, cube things of ham? Am I the only one getting that feeling?
Do we need a safety briefing?
I did not get a
think we
safety
do.
briefing first.
Cue safety briefing meme war.
Did you have the OSHA manual?
All right, let's.
OSHA. Huh?
You know,
Oh, the workplace safety crap.
yeah,
okay.
Operational Safety and Health Administration,
All right, I'm going to switch windows that I'm sharing.
I
which
believe that if I'm not completely mistaken, that is almost as ridiculous as PETA.
no, actually,
Or-
they actually have a purpose. They actually do some good. It's just they're not really proactive. And actually, does anyone know where the majority of their standards actually originated from?
The Navy. Air Force.
Yep.
No, not Air Force. They're not stupid enough. Navy.
Navy. OSHA started as an offshoot of the NAVOSH program, which is the Navy Operational Safety and Health standards.
Yeah.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, leave it to the military to come up with something that is a relatively good idea.
And here in the UK, we were legally exempted from all health and safety legislation from 1974 and through until about 1988. In the military, couldn't be done. Didn't matter if you screwed up and broke health and safety law. We were legally exempt from it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is there
Dr. Nick took care of me.
is there a coincidence?
Huh.
It's the Korean Dr. Nick.
everybody.
I just think all yellow people look alike going by this picture.
All right.
From William Sines, OSHA, best safety organization corporate money can buy. Yeah, but what's funny is I've seen some of the fines that they levy out. Holy fuck, do they get people? Especially
So
the
this is what I was
construction
grilling
realm.
into.
We don't want to look at your balls.
How did you get my dog's balls?
For a ball showing
So
his balls off on video again.
Yep.
God damn, that's not YouTube type stuff.
So
Oh,
this
So
whole
here's
week,
why I was excited. This is why I was excited, because I got my stuff from Wally. I had already drilled one of the balls completely through or halfway through what I needed to put it on the torsion bar. And this day I got the stuff from Wally. This came from Australia and I was excited, so I wanted to get the other ball finished. And as Wally said, you should have just played with the Arduino parts.
But Arduino, isn't that a Wemos board on the bottom right there?
They're Wi-Fi.
Yeah, but Wemos?
Which Wemos?
Oh, never mind.
Yeah,
or
Wally
ESP. I don't know.
So he was at the hospital.
You can see a tendon.
Yeah.
So I actually had a piece of lead in my hand that they had to pull out.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
Hey,
they dug around in there for like 10 minutes.
While we're on these pictures, can I say a special hello to our stalker, Jared?
Which stalker?
Yeah,
The one that begins with P, ends with eater.
No, we're not poking that bear.
That was after they dug around in it for 20 minutes to get the little
See, I
tiny
told you,
little
like
piece of lead
him.
out. And it's still not stitched. They're just going to let it heal.
That's
Well-
going to leave a scar.
Yeah, you're gonna have quite the scar.
That's
actually.
ugly looking.
Ah. And then this is how I took a shower yesterday.
Michael Jackson.
You do that a little too well.
And then
I'd only be scared if there was
there's
like
my puppy.
You know, when you first showed little Snowflake there, I was gonna ask if she was a Shiba, because and be ready to keep her active.
I have two Siberian Huskies at home.
Okay, good.
So you know, you know about that stuff. Yeah, that stuff came up not too long ago in Denmark, where way too many animal shelters, etc., started to make some waves of trying to appeal to people to not just go buy a puppy because it's on Game of Thrones, because they are ridiculously high maintenance.
It's like raising
some
a
research,
2-year-old.
for fuck's sake.
Yeah. Having a Husky is like raising a 2-year-old for 10 years.
Oh yeah, here's the thing: Labradors
But they're
aren't
smart, though.
They're almost too smart, because if they want to do something, they're gonna figure out how. Unlike a lab, who is too dumb to figure out most of that kind of stuff. But so a Husky is like having that mischievous 2, almost 3-year-old for about 10 years. A lab is like having the dumb one that puts everything in its mouth, same age.
Now, this one is at the dumb age. She's very playful, and little fucker won't stop chewing on my toes. But seriously, I get out of bed and I put my feet down on the floor, and she's already gnawing on my ankles.
I have to say, I have a boxer that is the equivalent of a wise old man who's just completely quiet and only barks if there's an actual problem.
That's right.
He doesn't have any balls either, though, does he?
Wow.
No, he has balls. It's the youngest. He doesn't have any balls. It's
So this one,
rid of his balls.
the day after my hand injury, because she comes to work with me every day and she stays in the office and she likes to shit in my team chief's office, which is hilarious. But he works for me, so I don't care.
I thought she liked to shit in the what is
She
it?
also shits in the subject interview room.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. But the day after the hand injury, they called me back and said, "Hey, we want you to go back to the ER to get checked out by an ortho guy." So I put her in the kennel, closed my door, and I was getting ready to leave, and I heard this blood-curdling scream wail.
Yep.
And I run back in the room. She had her mouth stuck open over 2 different bars in the kennel and couldn't get off.
Yep.
Yeah.
Does not
so I had
surprise
to
me one bit.
Open up the door, and then just like wiggle her little head and open her jaw a little bit just to get it off the fucking bars, because she's a dumbass. And then I have to say one thing. Next picture. This is the box that the stuff from Wally came in. Clinique.
Nice.
I'm guessing he borrowed that from his wife.
Yeah.
Well,
talking-
nowadays you can't really assume.
So talking of Huskies, I've got a friend who she ties a pair of Huskies to herself and then runs half marathons.
Yeah, so I imagine at the beginning the Huskies are pulling her, but at the end it's
They're dragging her. Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Who's this guy tooth
the
fella?
Husky. I'm sure the Huskies would actually be quite happy doing the full marathon.
Okay, I was trying to find the Navy hygiene manual stuff. This is cool.
Did you
yes,
find it?
I did. No, I haven't found it yet, but I did find something else. I'm not sure if I want to see this.
What,
Come on.
oh. Yeah.
Oh, he
I'm not
found
so
the
sure.
classic.
Yep.
What the hell?
Can I see it?
If you look at the screen.
Just copy the text up there. You'll probably find it.
Are we back in boot camp?
Oh, hey, Jay.
Yeah.
On behalf of myself and most likely also Furball, fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you.
Wait, for what?
I don't
look in
necessarily
the,
disagree.
meme. No, but still, look in the meme thing. I mean, I agree with the initial comments made by the American Navy when the thought of using submarines were first talked about. It's unsportsmanlike or ungentlemanlike, sorry. But it does have a place. But it's too boring.
You're just jealous because we have a lot more fuck you than everybody else does.
Yeah, but it's fuck you using a frickin' button. Okay, you have to type in a coordinate, but still. There's no
Did you guys see
style in it.
Did you see the new sub that Russia released this week or
Yeah.
talked about this week? A nuclear drone sub, but it like
why not?
basically a drone explosive sub. Let me drive this thing into your harbor and blow it up with a nuke.
Well, hey, at least that is at least better than using oh god damn it, not penguins. What am I? For fuck's sake,
seals.
why can't I?
Dolphins.
Yes,
Dolphins.
dolphins. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah, I mean,
That movie with George C. Scott.
Doesn't really narrow it down for me.
Hey, I think
Going
it's
by the
called.
current technology US has, I'm surprised that we just don't advertise what we have.
Well, the general rule of thumb is if the U.S. military contractors are talking about something they have, or the military is talking about a new platform, they're already begun work on its upgrade and replacement.
Yeah. I mean, like, drone subs, there's so much other things you can dronify. That would be way better.
but it has already been done.
Yeah, you get to drive a nuclear bomb into a harbor. That's the purpose of the drone sub.
Yeah.
Now, my question is,
did it say anything
is the
about what it's
size of
powered
it.
with?
The U.S. has already
was
been
that?
building those, and it's been released to the public that it's being done. So
My dog is beating herself in the head with a rope.
And plus, with it being Russian,
Have you been watching your puppy flat earther videos?
I learned it from watching
Yeah,
you.
she might be trying to become a flat earther. Hey, I did
that
give her
movie.
vaccines, so she's autistic.
Oh yeah, because that's how stuff works. Because you YouTube doctors and stuff.
Yeah.
If vaccines cause autism, why aren't all dogs autistic?
Are we sure they're not? Are we sure that the excessive amount of vaccines dogs are given isn't the reason why they've evolved to the point where they could actually speak? No, wait, never mind that it's the fact that they lack a voice box.
My Huskies speak. It's adorable.
Yeah, about
Yeah,
that.
you would think your dog speaks, Piggy.
I'm not Piggy. That's the second person that's accused me of being Piggy in the last day.
What? Think of a more demeaning comment. That's allegation, really.
Furball, don't feel bad. I mean, it could be worse, but
there it is.
Here's
No, it
the
can't.
thing is, I mean, if your dog looks up at you and realizes one day that he's suddenly in Korea and he goes, "Oh fuck, don't eat me," then you got problems.
Well, wait a minute. He's in Korea. Doesn't every dog walk around with that kind of thought?
I have to say I looked at some of the Korean dog food and it looks really good. I mean, I would definitely have some Korean dog food.
Now, when you're saying dog food, are you talking dog food or food that is dog?
He's talking.
Use your imagination.
Well, the better way to phrase that question so people understand: are we talking food intended for dogs to ingest or Korean beef?
Korean beef.
Yeah, not even Korean mystery beef, just Korean beef.
Here's the thing, Jared. You answer this question. Furball likes to eat street vendor food.
Yeah, well,
okay.
Have you ever eaten rat meat?
No,
if it's cooked properly,
I'm just saying that these corn dogs that he bought are definitely corn dogs.
I say they are not corn.
No. Now, here's the thing. When it comes to some of the... Now, are we talking an authentic old school Asian street vendor type food or a westernized style? No, I'm asking,
right off the side of the tourist area.
No, see, that's the other thing is the area you get it in. In your more touristy areas, they're not going to go crazy with it for certain reasons. Unless you're in Shanghai where you will no shit have fried crickets on the sticks right there for you.
Here's the thing, right?
Hey, fried crickets.
I'm not saying it being your dog. I'm just saying it comes from a Korean factory.
No, so they have specialty restaurants just to serve dog here. So the regular street vendors are not going to be serving dog because they know that the Americans would lose their fucking minds.
And there's definitely no, horse meat with any of our products.
If you go to Paris,
the horse meat.
In Paris, there are restaurants that have special signs out front to let you know they serve horse meat, and they're the only ones that serve it.
Where are you at in Korea?
Daegu.
Okay, so you're down south.
Yeah.
I did 2 tours in Korea, and I was up by. I was in second ID, and I was way up above the engine.
I haven't been up there yet. I've been up there in a couple weeks.
Hey, guys, I got a question.
Go ahead,
Have you ever grilled by the DMZ?
Do what now?
Have you ever grilled by the DMZ?
Have I ever grilled by DMZ? My first grill at the DMZ. I played golf at the DMZ.
Okay, I've been trying to convince Furball to go barbecuing by the DMZ.
Just so the smell wafts over.
Yeah,
it's my area with man.
Yeah, see, that's exactly why he wants to do it, is to antagonize the starving North Koreans on the other side.
Okay, it's not. What the hell?
Piggy's new bike.
This is Piggy's future bike.
Hey, you know what? You know why stormtroopers can't hit anything, didn't you? They're all shooting bloody Sterling SMGs.
I always thought they were.
Have you ever tried shooting a Sterling SMG? You can't hit fuck all with them.
My first.
It's the motorcycle version of the Scud missile.
My first tour in Korea is from 98 to 99, and my first almost 8 months was at Camp Boniface.
So your first tour, I was in my father's knapsack. I'm 20.
I came in '93, so
Yeah, damn, guys, for you, you're as old as I am.
I'm retired now. So thank God. 23
me
years
too.
active. 23 years active duty, and here I am.
Yep.
I hit 20 years in August.
Yep, I did 22. Retired in
21 next year.
in January 1st, 2017.
Yeah, I came out August 21st, 2016.
So you enlisted before me then, by what, a couple of years?
I enlisted August 20. Well, I shipped off the basic training in August 21st, 1993, out of Boston.
Oh yeah, I was March 27th, 95.
Okay,
98.
June of 1979.
You know, Geist,
Jesus, you're gonna die soon.
You know, Geist, I forgot that you and I went through the same MEP station.
Yeah, with the round porthole-looking windows on the whatever that building is on Summer Street.
Yep, and they're still using it.
They put you down there in the Holiday Inn down there in I can't remember the fuck it is, Somerville or Summertown.
Yeah, Somerville, right over.
Yeah.
It's probably a good 20-25 minute walk away from the MEP station, and to say that we had some fun before I flew out, and this was back in 2002, yeah, understatement.
Now, at your MEP station, because here's what they did at mine. They gave you this sheet of directions from the desk you were standing at. It said, walk down the hall, get in the elevator, turn around, press the button that says 1. When you get out, step out of the elevator, turn left. I mean, it was literally that detailed. Did they insult your intelligence that much as they did for me?
Not when I went through.
No.
For me, my recruiter dropped me. Oh no, sorry. He dropped me off. Basically, took me upstairs in the elevator and took me to the seat of the desk sergeant. And he said, "Here you go." He shook my hand, walked off, and I said, "What the fuck do I do now?" And he's like, "Yeah, just take the directions." So here I go.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. They put us up in the hotel at night and turned off the phones.
Oh no,
they didn't do that to me.
Our phones were still on. As a matter of fact, I remember during that overnight, after taking the ASVAB before the medical screening the next day, I get our room gets a phone call. The other guy in there answers it, starts chatting up. I'm not paying attention to it. Come to find out, it was our recruiter, and he was 3 sheets to the wind when he called. And after when he realized that I was actually in the room at the time that he called, he was told to give me the phone. So he hands it over, and he starts laying into me because apparently he was upset with me for my vocational choice. The reason being is...
he wanted you to be a nuke?
Well, he was a nuke. He knew my dad was a nuke. And the practice ASVAB I took down there in the office, which I really didn't even try hard on, I cut an 80.
Yeah, that's the same thing that happened to me, because when you score high enough to be a nuke, they want you to be a nuke because the recruiters get extra points for that. And so I got the same shit.
At the time I was going through, they were still getting the $150 kicker for every nuke applicant.
Right. And I told my brother, because I had already been in 2 years, I told my brother, don't be a nuke. Because I had already done a deployment on on the Enterprise. And I said, don't be a nuke. And they talked him into it, and he was a nuke, and therefore he hated his life. Because
I joined the Guard initially. Yeah, I joined the National Guard unit in '98, and it was artillery. So you become what your National Guard unit is. And I joined like 3 years after high school, so my ASVAB was expired. Went down and took the ASVAB to apply. Didn't study on it, anything. I don't remember what my final score for the ASVAB was, but my GT is 120, which was it maxed out at like 130. So spend a year in the Guard doing artillery, decide I like it, want to come active duty, go to an active duty recruiter, start filling out the paperwork. And the guy at the recruitment office looks at my GT score. He's like, so you want to be artillery? I was like, yeah, that's what I've done for the last year. It was kind of fun. Like, you realize you could literally do anything in the Army.
That's what they told me. And I was like, no, I don't want to be a nuke.
The artillery's fun.
Oh,
yeah.
It was
yeah, they were going after me for nuke ET. They were really on me
yeah.
for nuke ET.
And Furball, I thoroughly enjoyed you wrecking that guy the other day. Oh my god!
Jeez.
I had wood.
Well, and just remember, this dipshit, he didn't just want Furball's wife to be killed and the unborn child. He wants 1 in 50 women dead. Probably because
when did
that
this
will
conversation
increase...
happen?
Oh, this was what, a couple of weeks ago on Discord now?
Right the hand.
Right the hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right
Well,
the hand.
No,
Only on
the
YouTube.
other guy, JM or TM or
Why you are an idiot?
yeah.
Oh, that was me destroying JM.
Yeah, that was
Oh,
Geist.
no,
That was Geist who
yeah.
came on. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I gave props to the wrong person because I did hear both of you wrecking people. I just got them mixed up.
Yeah, mine I did was a response video from my Discord talk with him about the space station and holograms.
Oh
Where
no,
he
I'm
refused.
talking about the guy that was talking about artillery.
Oh,
'Cause
that was JM. That was JM Truth with Geist View on science or satire.
Yes, I got that mixed up. And I do not believe. I would be amazed if that guy has ever fired a rifle.
Well,
See, I'm just trying to... Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, there was someone who commented on Fight the Flat Earth video he released today about that particular flavor of dipshit. And I would be interested to see his 214, because if he actually went to a 2-week... he called it a sniper's course. No, 2 weeks, that was a marksmanship course. And if it was that long, it would be on his 214.
Yeah, and there are no 2-week sniper schools. I mean, there's I don't even think there's 2-week marksmanship courses.
I don't need his 214. Just give me a fucking printout of his last ERB.
Yeah, I mean, when I went to, God, I've been to so many combat training schools, and none of them were 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks is something you do in your fucking home station. Like, here's some familiarization shit, and remember that's 2 weeks with with the weekend and getting off and all that stuff. So
yeah,
you got like, hey, you're about to deploy. Here's some shit you might play with while you're out there. But yeah, that's just in case something bad happens. You need to do something with it. But yeah, you're not.
Yeah,
but
I could see a 2-week refresher course.
Well,
I know he didn't fucking take sniper courses. If you look at his fucking glasses, they're fucking heavy fucking prescription.
Well, and I super chatted this, and I guess nobody caught on to what I was talking about. Have you guys ever been on YouTube and looked at a guy called The Amazing Atheist? Or no, I'm sorry, The Amazing Racist.
No, I haven't.
No.
Did somebody do it real fast and look. They are doppelgangers. The Amazing Racist.
There's a lot of things, holes in his story that I think he was kind of embellishing some things. He goes, he might have been a medic. I got that. That's something he could have done, but all the extra shit I am calling question on. So,
see, now I want to rewatch that because I'd heard he said he was a medic, but I didn't catch that where he was talking about anything else he'd done.
Because he says that he was in the Army for 12 years. He was a medic and combat deployed, but he doesn't say anything about the time that he was back at home station, back in permanent party, what unit he was in. Because from the pictures and I guess the school that he went to, which I guess he probably got out over in Fort Lewis. So you can ask questions about like that. What unit were you with? Were you fucking how many years did you spend in the hospital versus in the line unit? Because that's where medics have to go for a little bit of time. And they whine about that shit, so they get back into the fucking hospital where they don't have to do anything and have anything accountable.
And
but I guarantee
medics are almost universally non-combatants also. So
Well,
where is this sniper and artillery shit coming from?
Well, the thing is, though, if he was in a line unit, he wouldn't be in with platoons. He would be in like headquarters platoon, working in the training room or in the supply or doing something like that. And when they deploy, he would still be in the training room or something like that, unless they were out doing missions. And then he would get tasked down to go down to a platoon level to go do something. But as soon as he came back, he got stuck back in the training room doing something.
Yeah, all the medics during deployment are not permanently attached to a platoon or a fire team. They're in the headquarters doing...
That's him, Ari Shafir.
Wow.
I'm on my cell, so I can't see anything, so I'm just here staring at a text post.
He does kind of look similar, but...
It's a passing resemblance. I'm not saying it's the same guy. I'm just saying...
Like, cousin or related type relationship.
Yeah.
By appearance.
This reminder, JM is Jewish, so...
Yeah.
Well, so is Ari Shafir.
No, I'm just putting it out there.
But no command is gonna expend the funds to send a medic to artillery or sniper school.
No, the thing is they won't even. There has to be slots, and it's all based on your MOS. So
right. So whatever he's saying, citation required.
Well, I just want to see a copy of ZRB because on his fucking his .com or whatever, on his little picture of all his schools he went to, he's got Army Dead Center at the top, but he has no pictures of him in uniform, no pictures of him deployed, no pictures of him day-to-day activities, nothing, just Army. So, but he got all the stuff about all this kind of schooling, which is, I really give a shit because in his eyes, when I was at Fort Irwin, I've done B-roll and stuff like that for some of the studios down there in LA. So that makes me now, I guess, I got a degree now in production, film production, and all that stuff because I guess that's all it takes. Oh my bad, a master.
Yeah.
But if you look at his fucking channel and you look at,
being a physicist, like what?
Yeah. So by his logic, I am a fully qualified. I have a master's degree in photo forensics, and I'm also now fully qualified and have expertise in filmography, in film production, the laundry list that he has, and so I guess now with all that, I can debunk his debunks of any film that he does. So,
yeah, he's a fucking retard.
But then he had Nathan. Then he had Nathan, the little fucking chihuahua in the background, about to come yapping on, and he was all about. So the stars have never moved, and da 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 da. It's like, so have you heard of a nautical almanac? No.
No.
And I was like, you haven't fucking done shit. You haven't looked into anything, and if you're gonna tell me it's just a book that you're looking at, well, holy shit, guess what the Bible is?
Yeah, my friend at work is a retired quartermaster, senior chief, Navy quartermaster, and I told him about these people talking about the stars and how they don't move and all that, and he just laughed his ass off for like 30 minutes.
Well, they like Nathan and the rest of them. They always bring up Polaris, but what happens if Polaris is not visible? Doesn't it kind of be kind of hard to spot Polaris and do any kind of readings or take your angles off that shit if you can't see it? So what are you going to use? Oh, you got to go do a book. Your book's going to tell you if you're here, it's going to be at this angle, at this time of day, and these are the corrections you need to make. If not, your shit's going to be all fucked up. You're going to be miles off, and you're going to die. So.
That's the least of your worries. There are lots. There's what is the 50% of all cases you can't see Polaris anyway. All those places south of the equator.
Yeah, that's why the almanac then switches to Sigma Octantis and the Southern Cross as its reference.
See, there you go.
Yeah. In a whole different cardinal direction.
And also you have to remember that most of the landmass is north of the equator, so most of your sea is south of the equator. So if you're in the sea, you may very well be south of the equator.
Well, it's entirely possible. See, the thing is, with Nathan and with Nathan and that whole crew, Polaris should be visible at all times and in every direction.
But perspective.
But local atmospheric dome.
Yeah. Okay. No, that doesn't work, and we all know that.
No, it's the new TV sky screen by Right the Hand.
Oh God!
Oh my god!
God. I was supposed to be interviewing him right now. He agreed to do an interview with me on Friday night, and I was going to just talk, and he has yet to respond back after he agreed to interview tonight.
Of course, he ran away all butthurt today, so I'm not surprised. He's been gone all day.
It's what is this with perspective? It's like a magic word.
Well, perspective in flat earthism is like silly putty. It fucking covers everything until you peel it back, and everything's gonna be backwards. So
it's funny. It's like I could go to the doctor, and they're like, "Hey, Schrodinger's cat, you have HIV," and I could be like, "But perspective,"
Really?
And they'd be like, "Ta-da! Oh, no, you don't." Hey, Schrodinger's cat, you're too fat. But perspective, and now I'm thin.
Well, here's the thing with that is they're going off the layman usage of perspective, which is quite literally the way you view reality around you, be it interpreted mentally or direct your actual physical view of reality from your point of view. That is what they are using as perspective, not the actual artistic and mathematical law of perspective, which addresses objects in totality instead of some sort of fucked up bottom up bias.
Yeah, it's really weird. It's almost like but water's level.
Yeah, and so is a tire on a rim.
Yeah. True.
Yeah, I always correct. Try and collect flat earthers in the chat. Always level doesn't equal flat. There's a reason why you say sea level. You don't say sea flat. There's a reason why when you ask about the bathtub, the water in the bathtub, you don't go, so what's the flat of the water in the bathtub? There's a reason why you say what's the level of the bathtub or what's the level of the tides. It's not what's the flat of the tides. No.
Right. Well, I tried to ask the guy that one day. I was like, why does the Panama Canal have locks? If water is always level and flat, why does the Panama Canal have locks?
Yeah, what about they work? Yeah.
Or the Erie Canal even has actually they have that too.
Well, what about the Suez? There's like no curve to it. Fuck off.
Oh my God!
But there is.
But there is.
Yes. And yes, you know what I mean. There's not like a bulge. The boat has to actually have to go physically up, like you're going up over a
like you're going
a
up and
waterfall.
over a hill.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's another thing too. That's another thing when they say water doesn't curve. Just tell them look at the lip of a waterfall.
But why do they think that it would have to go uphill?
Because they don't understand height and elevation differences.
No, they failed at basic orientation and three-dimensional understanding.
Yeah.
It all boils down to gravity.
Yeah.
Gravity solves every one of these problems.
That's dropity.
Which is why they reject it, because it's not real, apparently.
Well, the thing is, as soon as they admit that gravity is real, they can't get around now that water can actually curve. But here's the problem, though. Even with their dropity and their density and buoyancy on a sphere, everything down is to your feet. So there is no, even their dropity and density shit would even work on a sphere if you actually want to kind of boil it down to stupid language, because down is to your feet. So water wants to go down, so it's still going to your feet, and on the sphere it's all down. But they have this they want to think there's some universal down exterior to the sphere. That's the reason why the water doesn't, all that jazz.
Maybe I'm not very smart because I'm confused by their confusion.
It's actually really easy. They choose to be stupid.
With all the magic they put into their model, why is gravity such a big deal?
Because as soon as they
they have these locality bubbles they're talking about now.
Well, gravity wrecks their basis of their argument.
If gravity is real, then massive objects turn into balls, turn into spheres.
Every time.
Yeah. If gravity is real,
that's
into a sphere.
That's reality. But if you're gonna have localized bubbles that follow you around the flat Earth, why the hell can't you have some gravity?
But it's very simple.
Yeah.
They can't have.
Gravitational field.
It is one of the first things that they argue. I understand that, and it's one of the first things they try to make go away in this whole flat Earth debate. But
it's very simple. In order to have their flat Earth, they can't have gravity.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Well,
It's all it comes down to.
Yeah.
For way too many of these so-called flat earthers, it's because put my holy book.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
that too.
there are a surprising. I don't know if anyone has ever made a survey on it, but a vast majority, I think, of these people who actually believe that the Earth is flat, not the other ones. I don't know what the percentage of that is, by the way. They
Very
are
low.
Christians. Yeah. They are Christians. I mean, it's just, and still, there is still a lot of debate about whether or not the Bible actually indirectly or directly says the Earth is flat or not. But
but I'll tell you what you say. The Bhagavad Gita says that the Earth is actually flat, as does the Quran.
Well, yeah, the problem is the not interpretation, but what the people who wrote it knew about the world around. I mean, I can't talk about the Bhagavad Gita because I haven't read it. Not about to do it anyway. But
I read it,
the
and I read
Bible.
the Quran.
Yeah, the Bible. If you don't take into account who wrote it, the people who wrote it, the Bible does actually say that the Earth is flat.
Well,
but
we don't know who wrote it.
But the only reason why it says that is because back then they didn't know.
Well,
they didn't know about how big the world was.
That's the thing, is they were dealing with locality on it, and even then,
and size, scale. Sorry.
No, they were literally just looking at their local area, because the people who actually wrote the Bible were not the Hellenistic Greeks who actually had the classical knowledge aspect of it. It was quite literally the religious foundation that took from other older religious foundations for their writing.
It doesn't actually say that anyway.
Hello. These people are also not the Chinese who have a country that is bounded on two sides by water and on the other two sides by freaking mountains. They could get way up if they wanted to and just look. And in fact, there is Chinese writings going back a long way, a few thousand years, suggesting that the Earth had that the surface of the Earth had a curvature.
Well, yeah, doesn't the Chinese Empire predate when Christians say that the Earth was created?
Same thing. Yeah. Same thing with the Egyptians.
The fucking Polynesians were fucking sailing around the South Pacific when the Bible was, being codified.
But the Bible says that everybody knows in their hearts of hearts, etc.
Well, hello there.
Check it out, guys. Listen.
Hey, Sean.
The Chinese Empire, or the various Chinese empires, there really hasn't ever been just one, has been around and was able to read farther back than they're talking about.
Right.
The Chinese had their own baseline pictographs in place, not later than 4800 BCE.
Well, do you want to know what the flat Earth rebuttal to the whole Chinese knowing the Earth was a globe and the Egyptians knowing it was a globe? You know what their rebuttal is going to be?
Something stupid.
Were you there?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They will take the Bible at its word, and then they'll tell you when you refute them with stuff that predates the Bible, were you there? That is exactly what they would do.
I have a Bible within arm's reach of me right now, but it's got about half an inch of dust on it.
Yeah. Well, you could use the exact same arguments towards them, and they would just make up some cockamamie reason why you can't use it. Well, in the beginning, God, blah 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 blah, the earth. Well, were you there?
Yeah.
Ask that any Christian. Ask any Christian that question.
Oh,
right. They'll make up.
It's special pleading at its best.
Yeah, exactly. Special pleading,
Actually,
and that's where the hand has been.
They give you the Ken Ham defense, which is this is what God said, and God was there. Therefore, my version of events is valid. Your version of events, no matter how many different sets of records you have, cannot be.
Of course, the Bible.
That is
the Bible's
exactly
true.
the argument. That is the exact argument my brother used on me.
It's literally God says it's true, therefore, or God is real because God says He's real.
Then I just say which God.
Yeah. Well,
we know the Bible's true because it tells us to.
Right.
Yep. And
Put God on the stand.
Works because wait, no, it doesn't.
Put God under oath on the stand.
Yeah.
Bring him before us.
God would simply ignore you.
And that would be construed as a sign of God being real.
I just want one of these deities to show up just so I can ask, what does God need with a starship?
Good question.
Well, if we subpoena God,
thank you, Roddenberry.
If we subpoena God and he doesn't show up, can't he not be found guilty in absentia?
He could be not only can he be found guilty in absentia, he would also be found in contempt of court.
There you go.
Hey Jared, I'm going to show you a window. Maybe. It's going to be a pain in the butt. Can't do that one, so I will open it with another program.
Does anybody know a lawyer that can subpoena God?
But so, what I was about to say a little bit earlier is, the right to hand claims to be a Christian, and he loves going with the, you take everything on faith because you didn't do it yourself.
He also claims he has a physics degree too.
Yeah,
bullshit.
Bullshit.
Bullshit. Can you see my screen?
And now we can. Yep.
Now, any idea what this is pertinent for?
Looks like a yardstick with some stuff and things, some arrows, an inch, and then like another eighth of an inch up.
No, it's
quarter inch actually.
Quarter inch actually.
Quarter inch.
I was gonna say, judging by the red arrow reference marks, my initial assumption is the disparity between eye level and how flat and level a floor is at distance.
Absolutely incorrect.
Okay.
You're gonna zoom out
because it always rises to eye level.
What am I doing over the next few days?
Sorry, I can't remember.
That I don't know.
I'm driving down to Florida to catch the rocket launch for the Falcon 9.
Oh,
because
I hope you're going to go more than a quarter of an inch to get there.
Well, a little bit, yeah. But the reason why this rocket launch is important is because they can't land back at LZ-1 because of the explosion of the Dragon capsule. So they're bringing in the barge. It's going to be 17 miles away from our observation point. So I'm going to send up the Walkira with the 18 times zoom.
Should be able to pick it up.
To pick up the only civilian filmed barge landing ever.
Nice.
Yeah. What are your limitations on how far off land you can go on?
With the drone, I can actually go out about with the Walkira. I think the range is about 1.5 miles at best.
Darn it!
But I'm only going straight up 400 feet, so I'm going to be 17 miles from the actual landing. From 400 feet, the horizon will be beyond the barge, so we'll be able to see the entire thing. But with the 18 times zoom, it will be 5 arc minutes tall. The rocket will. That is what this measuring stick represents.
Oh yeah.
This is 5 arc minutes from 14 feet away.
Oh yeah.
1/4 inch is 5 arc minutes from 14 feet. So that's how big the rocket will be at maximum zoom of the camera.
Hey, Sean, just give you a heads up by the drone. Just make sure that morning that there's no TAMs posted or TFRs.
We're too far away from Kennedy to be dealing with that.
No, I'm talking about that might blanket the entire area.
They're going to have to blanket out half the state.
They've done that before, so. They do that with like Trump and shit like that. So I'm just giving you a heads up. Just give it a check in the morning. Make sure you're doing whatever you're doing. So
there would be an FAA notice, probably notice to
a no TAM.
Yeah, no TAM.
But
I'm just putting it out there for you, there, Sean. Just putting it out there.
But our closest airport is going to be 5.7 miles away to the west. So we're good on that. I'm not going to go above 400 feet because that's the blanket rule for all drones now.
Yeah, I would think at 400 feet you should be good no matter what.
Oh yeah.
Except for the
yeah.
time, yeah.
This is
now. Are you going to be over land or over water?
It's going to be over land.
Okay.
I'm not gonna send a $3,000 drone over water.
That's what I was gonna say. Don't send it over water.
Don't you have doesn't it have a return to home feature if it loses connection?
I don't trust the Walkira's return to home. It's kind of wonky on the GPS because if you look at the bottom left, you'll actually see it's placing me and the drone in 2 different locations.
Yeah.
Even though they were sitting right next to each other.
Most likely because of probably because of low coverage inside, maybe. But
I've got 9 satellite connections. I've got 9 satellite connections, and GPS is solid. And I do not trust the Walkira's GPS setup. So any of their automated flights, I don't trust the Walkira for.
Well, GPS is fake anyway because satellites are fake.
There's just towers, of course. So
that nobody can point. Towers that nobody can point to.
And what's funny about the locations, it's got me over here, it's got the drone over here. I'm actually right there.
Hey, just give you a heads up about the 5 miles from the airport. That's dead center of the airport, but the approach ways also do have special areas you're not supposed to go into. Also, so this.
Well, the runway runs north-south, and we are on the east side of the airport.
There's no other. They only have one runway.
They only have one runway.
Okay. Just asking.
I've already looked at all this, guys.
I'm just trying to help you out there.
Yeah, the Cape Canaveral one is a small regional. It's not bordering on international like MCO.
Yeah, we're not even really near Cape Canaveral. We're much closer to this little public airport than anything else. That's
and
the
at 400 feet. I can't imagine how he would encroach on anything at 400 feet.
It's still NOTAM doesn't care about if there's an airport nearby or not. NOTAM is it could be really in relation to anywhere except for international waters, and even then there's rules and regulations. But it's always good to be on the safe side, of course. But,
one of the things I'm going to do here is later in June, July, when they start doing flights or launches down here at Vandenberg, I'm going to take the drone down and do because I'm going to be on a place called Surf City, which is only 4 miles from Pad 4, and you can see Pad 4 and the landing pad. No obstructions. It's actually up on a slight rise in elevation from the beach, and I'll be taking the drone off about 2 miles offshore, and then ascending to get the launch and landing at Pad 4.
Nice.
So, it's my plans. As long as my takeoff point is, slightly 5 miles or farther away from Vandenberg's dead center, I'm fine, and I already checked everything out. So,
right.
My life is so boring. Y'all are fucking flying drones and shit, and riding motorcycles and shit. I'm doing homework with my fucking kid.
Speaking of that, does anybody have any Antarctica questions?
Is it real?
Yes. Go outside in the category 1 with shorts and t-shirt and shorts. You'll find out how real it is really, really quickly.
No thanks.
Do the penguins have lasers?
What's that?
We replaced them with I think it was arc. Yeah, the
arc reactors.
because the lasers were like pre-1960, so we had to get rid of those. We replaced them all with arc reactors. So
sweet. Hey, Jared, check Discord. The DMs.
Oh, the rules of acquisition.
Yeah, a whole bunch of gifts.
It reminds me, I got to send something on Discord. I'm doing a collab with Flight the Fat. I almost said fight the fat Earth.
Only if he doesn't get any enough exercise. Yeah.
I mean, come on, it is oblate after all. So.
Penguin.
It's oblate, but is it spheroid?
So blatant.
I promised to send him something earlier, and then I forgot, so I got to send that to him. So let me do that.
They fly now.
Oh, they can fly now?
Iron Penguin, man.
That's why we did the arc reactor, because the flat earthers were getting too wise to our where the guard force was. So we replaced the guard force with arc reacted penguins, so we don't have to worry about going out there and giving soldiers leave and family issues and pay issues. We got rid of a lot of stuff. We just moved them back to the States, and they replaced them all with arc powered penguins.
Was that from the new Avengers movie?
I haven't seen it yet.
So how good is a penguin with a red dot sight?
With an ACOG or
with an ACOG?
They suck.
Oh, fucking penguins!
But I just stopped by to say hi to everybody and say hi to Geist because I haven't talked to him in a while, and I'm going to go to bed because I got to get up really early to start up a 17-hour drive.
Have fun.
Right. Later, Sean.
Later, Sean.
See ya.
Bye.
Yeah.
Hugs and kisses.
Have fun.
Yeah, figured, you know what, tonight, Geist, you made it, and I figured, oh wait, Sean's not on the Discord, he doesn't really use Discord, so let me send him the link directly, because, well, I have to give you Army guys your chance to get your love from each other.
That's what insinuating something there.
That's what pub tents were for. When I came in the Army, it was still pup tents, and one guy had it was called the shelter half. One guy carried one part of the shelter, one guy carried the other half of the shelter.
Yep, that's how it was when I came in.
What's wrong with bivouacs?
What do you mean by bivouac in the Army? This bivouac for me in the Army was sleeping on my Bradley.
Oh.
Wait, were you actually allowed to do that?
What? Which one?
Sleep on the vehicle?
Sleeping near, sleeping
or
near the vehicle.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Huh.
That was the worst place to sleep. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lead magnet.
Dad checked it.
Fuck the Bradley. Because I can't, like I said, I came in '93, and when I first came in, I was a tanker in the reserves, and I got tired of being on old shit, which was the M60. So I transitioned over to being air defense. When I went air defense, I was on the Vulcans, which was an old, M113 chassis with a Vulcan cannon on it. And then the Army got rid of those 5 months after I fucking transitioned over. So they stuck us all in cross training to be on Bradleys. And then I moved off to Germany and became a fucking Bradley driver. But the thing is, you sleep on your fucking, when you're a Bradley driver, you sleep in the driver's hatch because every 4 hours you got to wake up and start the fucking track to run the engine, to charge the batteries for the radios. And if you're out in the field, like in home felts or whatever, you got to fucking charge your miles box. If that thing fucking dies, you die, and you're flashing for fucking five years until the OC shows up to fucking rekey you.
That's a fucking stupid design. Damn.
Yeah, I was a howitzer driver when I first came in for the first 4 years. I was heavy for the first 2, but I was a driver of a Paladin. So started up every 4 hours. I slept in the driver's seat. And our gunner, he would sleep on the grill rack or the rack above the engine because I was in Colorado during the winter, and that's how he stayed warm, just from the radiant engine heat.
When I became a Bradley commander, I always had my driver open up the engine compartment because when you open it, it looks like it's a flat fucking surface except for the bolts and stuff out of it. That's where I slept. Usually my gunner would sleep on top of the engine, the grill. But of course, when you start up, you start it up in the night, or the driver, of course, he's on top of the fucking intake, so it gets kind of cold from the draft. But then if he's got his head on the fucking exhaust pipe, he might burn his fucking pillow or something like that, or get gas if the wind blows the wrong way. So you kind of learn what you got to do. And the fucking 2 stinger dudes in the back would just sleep on the floor, or sometimes they'd take if we were in the field, they'll take the dummy missiles out, put them on top, and sleep on top of the one of them would sleep on top of the rack that way. But sometimes it would fall off, and I'd be hear some loud thud in the back in the middle of the night. I was like, oh, one of my fucking stingers just fell on the other one. They're not screaming, so I guess they survived. So.
Hey, Mike. I just saw something interesting in the chat. One of the regular guys just earlier this week had an interview down there in Groton at EB.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they actually flew them out for the interview. So
Yeah, they're hurting. We're hurting for people.
Yeah. That's a good sign.
Oh, hey, it's the beaver.
We
Hey,
just
who-
finished.
A lot of Virginias to build, and they got those.
Oh, we just finished the
Columbia's
design.
starting.
Yeah, and we're starting SSNX too. The next fast attack. That's gearing up already too. So.
No, like I said earlier in the show, when we publicly let people know about certain military hardware, it's because we're already working on its replacement.
Yep.
Who's the guy I was talking to? I just talked to and saying he was a Paladin driver.
That's me, Furball.
Hey, Furball. What? I know you went to basic at SIL, right?
Yep.
What was your unit? Where was your starship at?
Echo 122. It was. Oh God, this is 20 years ago. The shop at little mini mall where we couldn't go do anything because we were in basic training. If you walked out the front door of that shop at where the barber shop was,
yeah,
and did a right face, it was that building right there.
Yeah, mine was first and 19th, way over there by the fucking running track.
Okay, that's where the DFAC was, wasn't it?
On our starship, the DFAC was in the middle of the fucking the structure. So I don't know where everybody else went.
Yeah, because we didn't have a DFAC in our starship. I think we went to the 119th DFAC.
Yeah, that's the DFAC I went to when I was there. So you probably sharing the same. Well, not sharing, but went to the same one. But
DFAC? What is this?
Dining facility.
I just have to know. Yeah, I just gotta ask you.
Like all the smart people.
I know what I mean. I know the M109 because I lived next to one when I was in. But Starship.
It's a building.
Yeah, it's what you call where you go to basic training in Fort Sill. They have these. It's a big, it's like a big building, kind of looks like almost like an H shape to it, with wings off both sides, and each side would have its. Those wings would be different platoons or whatnot. Okay. So we just called the nickname for the buildings was the Starships because they just that's what they were.
Find a picture.
Okay, I know what you mean now, but it just sounded weird. I mean, it's just Starship. Okay,
yeah.
And Jerry had the what would God need with a Starship reference earlier. So yeah. And I've been sipping the wine a little bit, so.
Yeah, my Starship was way over by the PT field, over by the obstacle course, way down there on the south side, I guess what you want to call it. That was 23 fucking years ago plus.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. So that shopette, yours would have been if you walk straight from the.
We lost the ball.
We lost the fur ball.
I'm still here.
Or the ball dropped his.
The dog probably started chewing on the cord.
It's an earbud. Can you hear me?
Now we can.
Can you guys hear me? Okay. I don't know what
You
happened.
can be heard now.
If you walk straight out of that the barber shop, straight across the parking lot, is that the direction you were, or was it a different direction?
No, mine. If you look on a map of Fort Sill and you zoom into the side, to the right of the railroad tracks, and you go all the way down to the very bottom of all the Starships, where you have the PT track where you do your PT test. That Starship way down here at the bottom was first and 19th.
Okay.
I'm on a cell phone, so I can't pull it up. So just got to do it on Google Earth.
Yeah, I'm looking. It's been 20 years, so I don't remember very well either.
Yeah, the air defense branch moved into Sill. They kind of screwed everything up on that side of that part of where AIT and basic training for the FA guys. They kind of moved some stuff around up there. So, but the Starship for first and 19th is still down there at the very bottom. You can see the oval shape of the PT track, and the Starship that's closest to that, slightly to the left, that's where I was.
All right, I'm going to share my screen and see if we can.
I imagine
walk
if I
me in
went
there.
to Great Lakes right now, I wouldn't recognize it.
Oh yeah. So I was still in the old buildings there at Great Lakes, and they started deconstructing the far end of those about 6 months after I graduated.
Zoom in. Zoom in.
Yeah,
I don't want to
go down on the third ball. That's the thing I want to hear.
guys. I don't want to hear it. My boot camp is gone.
Oh God,
that's the starship right there.
Yeah.
No, down. That's the starship I was in.
Oh, nifty. You know, I can see why they called it that.
Yeah, when you're a basic training area, everything is a blur. So,
well, what kind of balloons are they floating around to show us these pictures?
Invisibles.
I thought they were called
Balloons,
dirigibles,
come
but
on
invisibles work, I guess.
you guys got it all wrong. They actually take pigeons and like genetically modify them with cameras in the gut.
I thought it was swamp gas.
Yeah.
Well, fun fact: I think it was the British who actually contemplated using pigeons in order to be used as autopilots for shooting down. I think it was. Was it?
It was
a
at first
battle
they used them for cruise missiles.
We used pigeons. We used pigeons
British.
for for steering guided missiles.
Yeah. Not all that well, but
no, it worked very well. Apparently, they were very good at it.
yeah. But did it? Was it used? No. Don't think it was.
It's thinking outside the box. I mean,
Oh, the frustration
Guy
is
never
real. But J. Cole did have a good question.
I've got a quick funny story. So I graduated from boot camp in 1995, and my brother graduated in 1997. So I went to his graduation, and I saw one of my drill, what you mostly would know as drill instructors. He was an E6 when I went through, and when I saw him there at my brother's graduation, he was an E5. So we can make inferences.
For me,
I was mesmerized by that gift, by the way. Yeah.
I got a slightly long story about drill sergeants. If you guys want to hear how much they scared the shit out of
I think
them.
I found mine. So yours was down here.
I gotta give me a second to pull out the phone because it's on top of fence post. Go ahead, do it.
So yours was down here, correct?
Yeah, the very bottom one.
Right there. Mine.
Yeah, that's that one. Yeah.
Was this one right here? This is that the PX that I was talking about where we get our haircut, and then we ate chow here.
Okay, yeah, you didn't go to the first 19th. You went to I don't know what that one would be back then.
Yeah, this was Echo 122.
Yeah,
I had to do my 25-mile road march over again after we had all passed it because a handful of us decided to make our rucksack slightly lighter, and I took my e-fuel out of its carrier because you save 2 pounds. And then after they made us all do a layout, and anybody who didn't have the proper layout had to do the 25-mile road march again on a Saturday.
That's awesome.
Just around our building. It was like fucking 15 laps. It was a nightmare.
But hey, it wasn't, it was a gift.
Build character.
It was a training opportunity.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a
There you go.
teachable moment.
Here's my
You know what? I'd be
Here's my
willing
quick-
to bet everybody. I'd be willing to bet that whoever it was that lightened their packs, the rest of the guys went batshit all over them right after graduation. That's about what I've done.
Here's my little drill sergeant story. In air defense spec, then you went to your basic training was at SIL, and then you had to go to Fort Bliss for your AIT. And you went on main post for all your training and stuff like that, but you went to where your barracks was a place called Logan Heights. It's now all housing and stuff like that. But back then it was all buildings, H frames that were built back in the 60s. But anyways, I remember standing outside in formation. We got a brand new drill sergeant who just came out of drill sergeant school, and he was very short, like the size of a young private. He wasn't like this big dude, very short and squatty. Anyways, he would always go. This is what's his name? The guy who was talking to me, who was the paladin dude. He, you remember the old PT uniform with the grays with the hoodie?
Yep.
Well, anyways, he would fucking go in the very back of the formation and put his fucking hoodie over his head so he looks like every other fucking private and just listen to all the shit that was soldiers in the very back were talking. And then he'd whip off his fucking hoodie and he'd go, "You never know where I show up, privates. Front leaning rest position, move. In cadence exercise." So there you are getting fucking smoked. And after I graduated from AIT and I got back to my home duty, I got to my permanent party station in Germany, and I'm standing in fucking formation, and I'm in my fucking second platoon, and I'm fucking standing there. I'm on the very far left formation because I'm a brand new private. And I still remember this fucking day, standing in formation in permanent party. 3 years after this fucking drill, I left this, the unit, and all I hear is, "You never know where I'm going to show up, privates." And the hair on the back of my neck fucking went straight up, and I was like, holy fuck. It was like a ghost from my past. I turned around, and I was like, sure enough, it was there's the former drill sergeant who fucking remembered me, so he walked right up behind me and just whispered in my ear, "Never know where I'll show up, privates." And like I said, the hair on the back of my neck went fucking straight up.
So you were talking about those the PT uniforms?
I'm surprised your head didn't come the fuck off
Let me
when
turn
that
on my
shit
camera.
happened.
Oh,
What the hell did that happen?
I still have a shirt. I still have a shirt from that original PT uniform.
Yeah, I still got my gray hoodie and. Sorry.
Huh?
Well, I don't even have any of my old stuff.
What?
This is my arm shirt.
Yeah, I have no idea where my Smurf suit ended up.
Oh yeah, the Smurf suit.
Smurf suit. Seriously.
So
my arm shirt.
We called it our Santa outfit.
No,
all red.
The reason why it was called the Smurf suit is because navy blue sweat top, navy blue sweatpants, gold navy emblem on the chest. No, we weren't even wearing the hat initially. Because that night you get issued that. Actually, no, we had the recruit cover, which I have that. Yeah, I still have that. I still have the Navy ball cap, and I have a command cap for every command and or base that I was at.
They didn't start the Navy ball cap till shortly after I left boot camp.
Well, here's where being a drill instructor goes wrong. So,
watch out! Just give you a heads up. Watch out! I'm a former drill. So.
Okay. Well, you're going to get a kick out of this.
I had to do the trail. So.
Yeah. So when I was an officer candidate, so I was in E6. I got inducted into a program called Seaman to Admiral. They sent us to college. We were attached to a ROTC unit, so a ROTC. And so we were co-located. We were Navy. We were co-located with the Army, and they didn't have prior enlisted people at the Army unit. So for us, the prior enlisted people, they largely left us alone. But every Thursday morning, we would have drill and PT, and we would mostly stand to the side and bullshit while the young kids got their ass kicked. And we're over there bullshitting one day, and this Army E7 comes over and starts giving us shit. And one of
probably me.
One of us says, looks at him and says, "Go away." And he's like, "What did you say to me?" And he's like, "Go away." And he's like, "I am an E7 in the United States Army." And dude pulls out his ID and puts it in his face, and he says, "I am an E8 in the United States Navy. Go away."
No, that shit would be funny.
That was funny, because it of course he was a nuke, and they make rank like as fast as lightning.
Oh,
so
because they tend to break nukes very quickly.
Well,
Right.
no. Is when you look at the training, they had incentives for it, and I remember my dad telling me that by the time he got to his first boat, he was already an E5.
Oh yeah, no, you make E5 out of Reactor.
And then it was a couple years later because of EP, he made E6.
Yeah, well, this guy had probably less time in the Navy than I did, but it was still glorious because that dude had to turn his ass around and walk the fuck away.
He had to go away and not
Yeah.
come back.
Yeah, it
He
was
was
just
probably confused by the number of stripes he was seeing.
well, no, we were dressed like
Dressed like the rest of the PTs.
yeah, we were just in PT gear. So he assumed that we were midshipmen, but we weren't midshipmen. We were officer candidates, which is way different. But the Army didn't have that distinction, so he just thought he was coming and yelling at some teenagers. And no,
I want to know how they managed. I want to know how he managed to mistake a chief for a teenager. I don't care who you are. You're
Young
not
chief. No,
Oh,
so
yeah. Well, he was a senior chief, but he was God, I was young back then, and he probably didn't.
I've never seen anybody make chief under the age of 30.
Oh no!
I have.
No,
Yeah.
Nowadays,
Put it this way: the youngest chief I ever saw. Put it this way: he was an ETC. He still had red stripes. The reason he had red stripes, by the way, was because he had not been in long enough.
right? Yeah, that happens often nowadays.
Okay. So
he was the
Squirrel.
nuke ET, by the way.
Squirrel. Think about it. Even though I wasn't nuke, the way I was advancing before I left Japan, I made E5 in 3 years. I was on pace to be eligible for chief before 8 years in.
Wow.
Yeah,
I probably could have done that. Yeah.
Well,
Keep in mind, I turned 19 just at the beginning of boot camp, which I didn't tell anyone at the time because I was smart enough not to.
Yeah,
but so at 8 years to that, I would have been 27, 28 making chief.
Yeah, I think in the case of my story, this was just an Army guy wanting to yell at some Navy kids.
Oh yeah,
and so he didn't even look. He just saw the uniform and came over and got his ass handed to him by a senior chief.
Well, the thing is, in the Army, I've had a time in this is out by a place called Habania, and we were assisting some Navy guys doing some kind of house stuff. And I was a Bradley commander at the time, and I was an E5. And I remember some chief coming up. My dad was Coast Guard, so I know what the rank looks like. But I had some fucking chief come up and it's like, hey, you need to move your fucking vehicle and go over here. I said, fuck off, chief. I'm the vehicle commander for this shit. I'm the one who tells this thing where to go, where not to go, and shit like that. Because the thing in the Army is the senior tactical person has command. So if I'm there as the fighter, the person who I'm protecting is not in charge of anything.
Yeah, that's true. There's command by position. It's not always up to rank.
Because the thing is, the thing in the Army, if you have like a sergeant, not sergeant major, but if you have like an E7 who is who works in a hospital and coming up telling people how to do tactical things, he's going to get fucking ignored because he's not in charge. He's not trained to be doing that kind of decision making.
Yeah,
so, like I said,
that's true in all of the services, as far as I know.
Well, the Army, it's all about tactical control. Who's the senior person?
Tactical command. Yeah.
Yeah.
That actually happens in the Navy too. So.
Yeah, it does.
Because on the sub, for example, like the OTH, like if they have an OTH person on watch in fire control, they're actually subservient to the FTOW.
Right.
There were many times as a second class, I was the FTOW, and a chief might be standing OTH, and he was technically under my orders. It's just weird.
Yeah. Well,
you probably didn't take advantage of that too much, but I can remember at least once telling.
Oh no, you don't take advantage of it. No.
No,
I actually wound up back on the subject of non-combat personnel. I actually as a lieutenant got the opportunity to tell a captain to go fuck himself.
Well, yeah, you just say "fuck off, sir."
No. I didn't even. I didn't say "sir" for the 4 hours after I told him to go fuck himself.
Well, the thing is, I've had an incident one time where I had a major.
I don't know. Let me run this down for you. Let me give you the story here real quick. Cause
That sounds like a good one. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, no. What we had going on here. We had a new supply company come in, and this particular captain seemed to think that he had that he had complete authority over anyone in the combat army. Period. End of conversation. That was just This was his God-given right to rip us a new ass anytime he thought he might see a bullet out of place. I have my rifle laying out in pieces with, and I've got my cleaning kit all put together and starting to work. I was getting to work on the barrel, and he goes, "Why is this broken?" And I looked up at him and said, "Sorry, Captain. Would you do me a favor?" "What are you talking about? How about fuck off?" "What? You heard me. Go fuck yourself. When you figure out what the hell I'm actually doing, then you can come talk to me. Until then, fuck off." And he walked away, and he kind of walked away a few steps, turned around, opened his mouth, and stuck up his finger like he's getting ready to say something, and then he walked away again. And then my captain looks down and says, "You probably should go say sir to him at some point." Well,
maybe tomorrow.
Let me. After I'm done with what I'm doing, I got this one to do and 2 more. He said that should be good enough. After I finished those 3, my rifle, 2 other rifles, and then went to chow, I caught him on his way into the galley, and I'm on my way out, and I said, "Sir," and then I walked on, and he again looked at me like I'd gone stupid. Like, what? What? And then he went to mention to my captain, and my captain gave him one for.
Yeah,
Then he made the mistake of going to the general that was actually in charge of the area. I mean, like that entire section of the theater. And he wasn't a captain very long after that. Wonder why.
In my case, though, I can tell you I did not take any advantage over it because I'm intelligent. While my watch station had authority over him for that 6-hour watch, the watch comes to an end at some point.
Yeah, the thing I had was once again deployed and being on a Bradley. Now I was an E5, and I had this I was sitting in a town called Katahia, and we were doing protection. And I'm at a kind of my Bradley's kind of half into the middle of the road and half kind of tucked in a little back, so my back end isn't actually sticking out. And I had this fucking major drive up in his fucking his Humvee with hillbilly armor, which is like welded shit all over it, half-ass bulletproof windows and like that. And he pulls right up to my fucking back ramp, and like, "Sir, you need to move your truck." He's like, "Sir, you need to move your truck." He looks at me and says, "I'm not moving this truck. You need to watch it." And I said, "Sir, this is what's going to happen. If we come under the fire, the first thing I'm going to do is tell my driver to fucking back up. And if it's come push to the shove, I'm going to be fucking dragging around a Humvee like a fucking trailer. So I'll tell you right now, I need to move back this truck up because, like I said, if something happens, I'm going to tell my driver to back up so he gets we get the wall covers the entire side of the vehicle. And if your truck's behind me, it's going to get fucking run over, sir." It's not gonna fucking happen. And sure enough, about an hour and a half later, after they had their meeting, here comes an RPG screaming down the fucking alley. "Driver, back up!"
Yep, time to back up.
A fucking 40-ton Bradley, combat loaded, squashed the fuck out of that Humvee, and I just fucking made everything kind of worse. So I did a fucking pivot steer on it so I can get my front end facing where I need to face. And
he had to do a fuck ton of paperwork.
He not only did do a fuck ton of paperwork, but guess what? now they had to do a fuck ton of paperwork, but guess who he had? Guess whose tracked vehicle he had to ride in the back of for another fucking on the way back.
Now,
Sorry, Major, you're sitting in the back seat.
Now that's just adding insult to injury, dude. Seriously.
Well, how many times did you want to look over and go, "I told you"?
Well, the thing is, though, he even got the fucking nerve. He got the nerve in a Bradley in the back, because you don't lower the ramp in the fucking combat zone. There's a door called the troop door. You open the door, you get your ass in there, and you close it. That way you're not exposing the entire back. But there's a basket that goes around the bottom of the turret so people don't fall into the mechanism as it's turning. And there's what they call the turret shield door. And that fucking, he gets in the back, and all I hear down there about on my feet is bang, 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 bang. And I was like, "What's up, sir?" He's like, "I need to get up there." And I was like, "Fuck no, you're not. You don't know anything about it, Bradley. You don't know how to maneuver, and you're definitely not getting my fucking gunner seat." So Gunner put the gun over the right deck, or it was over the right deck. That way, the opening for to get into the turret, even if you open up the turret shield door, he couldn't climb physically into the fucking turret, because that wasn't gonna fucking happen. So he basically ran around the back of my fucking Bradley for the next 3.5 hours, running back to fucking Habanilla, and it was fucking hot and sweaty and fucking diesel fumes and everything else. And he fucking threw up in the back. And when he got out, the first thing he did is he fucking ran up to my fucking my battery commander. Is like, "Hey, you need to go fucking talk to Sergeant so and so about his fucking attitude." It's like, blah blah blah. "What happened, sir?" Da da da. 3 bags full. He's like, yeah, I'll take care of it. And Major fucking walks off to go back up to the talk, and battery commander comes walking and goes, I'm not trying to say my name, but I guess you took the Major for a little fucking drive, huh? It's like, yep, he got to see all fucking Habanilla through fucking Periscope.
Yeah, fuck that guy. I've got a good story. I don't know if it's true, but I've heard it, and some other sailors have probably heard it too. But you know how at piers sometimes we will park a ship outboard of another ship.
Yep.
So you'll walk off your ship and have to walk across another. Well, the captain of the inboard ship had posted a watch and said no one leaves that ship because of some security condition. While the captain of the other ship comes trying to cross the gangplank, and the kid's like, "Nope, sorry." The captain says nobody can pass, and he says, "Don't you know who I am?" And he says, "No, sir, I don't know who you are, but they will know who you are when they identify your dead body if you try to pass this gangplank."
Yeah, my limited.
He got a commendation for that.
Well, hey, my marksman has
I'd have given him one.
Come on. Yeah.
My limited experience with the Navy is when they got rid of the Bradleys in the air defense unit, then they switched over to do the thing called the CRAM, and I had to go down to San Diego for almost 4 months to be trained on the CWIS, because that's what we used to intercept rockets and mortars and whatnot. So I had to spend.
CWIS is badass.
Yeah, I had to spend almost 4 months on the gun line down there in San Diego, going through basically a really quick, the course that the Navy guys take, but I don't have to worry about all the other shit the Navy fucking has to do. It was us and 5 other people, because we were supposed to be the submarine experts who got trained on this. So yeah, they sent us down to San Diego. That was a limited amount. And then we had to go to go down to Virginia Beach, to go to part of the school down there.
I'm in Virginia Beach right now.
Yeah, I had to go down to the CWIS school that's down there, wherever the hell it's at now. Yeah, Little Creek. Yeah, they had sent us down there, and we basically got to live in the Holiday Inn and stuff downtown, and got drove around with fucking 15-pack vans, and we had 2 Mustangs and stuff as a part of the TMP vehicles that we had. But we had to go down to Newport and go to the I guess it was the Roosevelt, the aircraft carrier, to do hands-on stuff on the ships. That wasn't.
Yeah, the Rosie.
In the classroom. Yeah, that's where we did our hands-on stuff. Was out on the Roosevelt, on their guns or on their failing systems. And then they took fucking 2 guns off some ship and put them on flatbeds and shipped them off to fucking Iraq. And I did a fucking supercargo and escorted the first one in the country, and off we go.
Nice.
Yeah, actually, there was a guy that I was stationed with in Florida. He left active duty Navy, ended up going Army Reserve, and ended up working Wait, no, he went to the special program to work with the Army guys for the CWIS system before he left the Navy. His contract ended, and he ended up transitioning to the Army Reserves after, still working on the same system.
Why not?
Well,
Because
the thing is,
why the hell not?
well, the thing is, CRAM
There's
is.
absolutely no reason not.
Well, the thing is, the CRAM system is changed a lot since it fucking first came out, because we took 2 fucking guns off the ships, and of course everything is still in navy blue and stuff like that, but the trailers had fucking Army mud flaps. But anyways, the guns were still navy blue and all that stuff. We still had the Block 2 or the TOW 2, not TOW 2 Bravo, but the Mark II's FLIR cameras on there. They got new different FLIR cameras now, because we just kept burning those fucking FLIR cameras out because they were on all the time, because when they designed this shit, they weren't designed to be on for a fucking full year straight. But anyways, those fucking, with the generators we fucking had, and when those guns would be in, they'd just be doing normal surge stuff, everything's fine. But as soon as that bitch went the fucking track, that put such a load on the fucking generator, it almost fucking killed it. So we had to take off the governor, so just keep fucking running as high as possible. Then we had problems with faults. With the ground, we put like fucking 15 grounding rods in there because the system just wasn't designed to be on fucking land. And we had the seawater chillers and all that stuff, and they just fucking get overheat because, like I said, they weren't designed to be fucking running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for fucking months and months and months and months and months and months and months.
I have a question. What's the thing in the center that looks amazing?
That would be a B-52.
Well, so the weapon platform in front of it, that's
B-52.
Well, so right in front of the nose of the 52 is the rotary deployment for the JDAM.
Oh, yeah.
What's a JDAM?
No. A B-52 that is armed with a revolver. Sounds way more
pretty much.
Yeah.
JDAM.
This is my baby. This is what I worked on.
Yeah, the JDAM wrecks shit.
I know. I've had to call them in. So,
Jared, I vacuumed my carpet.
What, you did work? What
wait,
the hell's wrong with you?
What?
I vacuumed my carpet. I can vacuum my carpet now.
Somebody call the EMT.
You have a vacuum?
You're at it. Damn.
So
Actually has a vacuum.
When I was at JSOC, we would use a whole lot of what the fuck are they called? Basically small ordnance when we were initially deploying against ISIS. When it was a large building, we would drop a JDAM and we would watch it live on the big screen.
Hell, I've been in fucking Bradley's 100 meters away from fucking, multiple JDAM tracks. The biggest JDAM track I ever personally called in with Bradley using his, the laser rangefinder was 5 JDAMs on one building. And that was in Fallujah.
Yeah, and that's what we would call.
What the hell were you trying to nuke?
That was
when you have a building that snipers are in, or you're taking pot shots from, the commander goes, "Just get rid of that thing."
Yeah.
Instead of just like shooting fucking 25mm cannons, but bring up the M1s and just shooting at it, just kind of taking away concrete. I'm not talking about like a little house here. I'm talking about like a 7-story building. Or like, fuck this noise. Everybody pull back. Hey, Sergeant so-and-so, take your Bradley over there and take your Bell Riff, and was just Bradley, I say, for laser rangefinder, and pointing at that building right there. I'm going to fucking call on his truck. Yes, sir. Let's go, driver. Move out. Got up to the top of this little fucking rise, turned the barrel to the fucking right, pointed the fucking thing, and just sat there. So I calling the radios like, I can't remember his name, like Cobra 6. Anyways, Cobra 6, this is 1-3, lasing time now. Lasing. He's like, just keep lasing.
Yeah. Did you realize? Did you notice a little bit of a delay when you would call that in? That's because we would have to get a general or an admiral to approve that, because that's what we called danger close.
Yeah, this was back in This was in 06, I think it was.
It's not quite. It's not quite 500 kilos. Come on.
Yeah, but we were within
I was in Baghdad in 06.
Yeah, and I don't know, because I didn't have this experience in 06, so it may have been not as stringent as it was in 2014 when I was working on it, but that's what we would call danger close.
Yeah, we were within 100 meters of it. We're all buttoned up. But the thing is, the Bradley has its intake for the engine is on top of the radiators. The rounds didn't hit the Bradley, of course, but the pressure wave, when it got over the fucking Bradley.
It would shake your entire Bradley, I'm sure.
Well, not only that, but there's inside the driver's compartment to the right side of the driver, these two big panels for the access to the engine compartments. They got these little thumb screws and stuff that hold the panels on, but they really don't like overpressure very much. And those fucking panels got in there with the fucking driver, and he wasn't too fucking happy about it. But that fucking shit came down, like on the rails, like, we don't have to worry about the fucking snipers anymore, sir. Heading back to the fob now.
Yeah, you're
thumb
incoming.
screws turned into projectiles then?
What's that?
The thumb screws turned
No,
into
it was
projectiles?
the panels. The engine's access panels. They just came to they got really close to the driver really, really fast because there's like 6 fucking thumb screws with these little clamps that hold it on. But he only had fucking, so he can easily do his maintenance. So he just had like fucking, 2 clamps, squeezing everything on. The rest are just dangling around. Yeah. So you might have kept the panels where they belong, but him being, as lazy as he was, he just had 2 fucking thumb screws, and he fucking learned his lesson. So after that, every time we did PMCS, he made sure, or before he rolled out, he made sure he had fucking his panels on correctly.
But the incoming from that building, it stopped.
Oh yeah, the whole building came down.
You better did after that.
The building went from being a building to a parking lot.
Yes.
So that's why they say if
everyone around you.
Well, it's like this. We had one time we were doing. This was outside between Ramadi and Fallujah, on a place outside of town near Cop Corregidor. It's a small little village.
Oh,
anyways,
Combat Outpost Corregidor. I was there for a couple days.
So you know that. Anyways, there's a little fucking town out there, and we were doing a poking and clearing, or not poking and clearing, but sweeping and clearing, kicking in doors and doing what we're supposed to be doing. So we came to this fucking house, and here's Haji going down the fucking basement, shooting at us every time we went down the fucking stairs. Like, fuck this noise. So we called the fucking engineers with their armored up armored fucking bulldozers, and just fucking bulldoze about building on top of him. He's probably still buried in there now.
Yeah, we used to get calls. They'd be taking fire from this place or that, and so we always had an 06, whether it was a Navy or Army or whoever, an 06 on the floor, and if it was anything like danger close, then we would have to call a general or admiral. He would have to come out onto the floor and say, "Yeah, fuck that shit up." And we were watching it up on the big screen, and it was great. I mean, this would happen. Think early 2014, 2015, when ISIS was like in full swing. This was happening 6-7 times a day. We were just bombing the fuck out of shit. And we were watching it live. It was like we were at the movie theater all day.
Well, that's one thing. A good thing about having SIPRnet, you can watch all kinds of shit on SIPRnet.
Who were you with in 06 in Iraq?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Charlie 5580A.
Which division?
Second 90 out of Lewis.
Okay.
Yes, Lewis at the time had strikers, and we were the last Bradley unit because we were air defense. We had the last tracked vehicles in Fort Lewis before we got rid of them, and then, and before that,
I was there December of 05 to December of 06, stationed mainly out of Camp Slayer on Biop, but worked everywhere from Biop all the way to the Jordan border west.
Okay, so you didn't run it down to, so you ran your missions up and down Michigan and stuff like that, right?
No, you don't know what I do yet. You think I'm artillery still. I hate to burst your bubble, but I'm a CID agent.
Okay.
In other words, he doesn't work for his living anymore.
Not anymore. I was there in 05, 06 as a CID agent, so we covered everything from Biop all the way west. So we had no vehicles of our own to jump around. We either had to jump on somebody else's convoy or get birds.
Yeah, because we did this in 05, 06. That was my last time I was in Iraq on a tracked vehicle, on Bradley's because the Air Defense got rid of them. And I was down at TQ, Habania, Corregidor.
Oh, yeah, I went to TQ.
Yeah, TQ. You probably flew into TQ.
Yeah,
TQ, Habania. Yeah, Habanilla was down there off the plateau, off on the other side of canal. Ramadi, Corregidor, Fallujah, of course, Hit, all those areas.
I went out to Hit one time, spent a good amount of time in Ramadi. We were out there long enough that the JAG office actually put us on their in and out board.
Yeah.
That we were on post or not. It's like, fuck, don't do that, because then people are going to report crime to us. But I was seeing...
You have to actually work. Oh, the horror.
So you flew out at you flew in out of TQ, right?
Yeah, I was there. I think I was only at TQ twice.
So you remember you remember the fucking I guess it's called Lakeside of the fucking airfield where you had to where you flew in and out for not commercial, but you know what I'm talking about, just for passengers where you had to hang out. Yeah, where you had to hang out in that big old aircraft bunker.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay.
So,
Guys,
guys,
I feel bad because I spent no time in freaking Iraq. None. I told the boss to kiss my ass shortly before all that shit went down.
Yeah, I did 4 Iraqs, 1 Afghanistan. So.
Huh?
I did 4 Iraqs, 1 Afghanistan, Bosnia in 95, and Kosovo in 2000.
Yeah, I was Bosnia 2000, Iraq 05, 06, and then 3 months in Afghanistan in 12.
Yeah, my Kosovo was.
I did
Yeah,
Iraq
Bosnia for me was 95. I was an I-4.
I'd like to point out my dog keeps presenting me his nutsack by laying on his back and spreading his legs open like I'm supposed to do something.
Well, you better do something.
Hey, Piggy, would you like to see a GIF of a raccoon presenting his nuts just to keep you occupied? Okay, it's a furry, not a real raccoon, but...
Listen, okay, 8 hours ago this dog lost his balls and he's already gloating it in front of my face. Like, why would you do this? 8 fucking hours ago.
You do this to me?
Have you ever seen...
What did I do? What did I do? I pissed off somehow.
Have you ever watched...
Anyone else have a flash to... Anyone else have a flashback to Rick and Morty?
Yeah, I was about to say, the Rick and Morty one. Summer, where are my balls? Summer, what happened to my balls?
Dog was looking directly at me, laid on his side, whimpered as he lifted up his leg to show me his testicles.
Well, you might,
or lack thereof.
How could he possibly show you them?
Go rub that area and make it feel better.
Laid on his side and brought up his leg.
Spoon with him. He probably wants to be spooning.
I can do that. I can do that. I can do that.
This is Piggy whenever somebody has a question about OBS. Only difference is Piggy wouldn't run.
No.
You have
hey, that's cheating.
Well, I've been asking Piggy. I've been asking Piggy for weeks.
I kind of wondered if it wouldn't make more sense to switch from XSplit to OBS, but I'm paid on XSplit for the next 50 years, so way longer than I'm likely to be alive anyway.
That rabbit's all around
If you
me.
want to die before your subscription, just let me know.
I wouldn't want to go. You know what, Peggy? I'd probably kick you back out the front door with a knife in your ass. Last I heard, pig was tasty.
Just out of curiosity,
cut me off a slice.
Just out of curiosity, is this Discord?
No, this is me.
No, I'm talking about this conversation. Are we all on Discord or anything like that?
No,
what is this? No, I don't know. I can't. Like I said, I can't see my screen. And
no,
I've been out of the country for 2 years. So I'm trying to figure out what the fuck is Discord exactly.
You've been out of the country.
It's the worst thing ever. Discord's awful.
Well, everything I've been doing is all conference calls for the last 2 fucking years. So this is.
Believe it or not, is
there you go.
Not all much different.
Here's your weapon. Here's your weapon of future.
Just give me a second. I gotta.
Unnecessary. It is badass. Oh yeah, there you go.
Looks like a 40 millimeter with
on a Desert Eagle with a fucking
Desert Eagle with a big ass scope.
That's now.
Why isn't there a target illuminator?
No,
huh?
No, it looks like a 40 millimeter grenade launcher.
It is. It's a 40. They got a nice 40 mic underneath there.
Oh yeah, that is.
All right. It would take some serious hand strength to keep that bad boy out.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
That's what she said.
I'm not touching that one.
And I knew you were gonna go there. I know one of us was... Seriously.
feel so sorry for my puppy. He can't get comfortable.
Well, you better fucking spoon with him so he does.
Mm-hmm.
You could be the fucking teaspoon out of this fucking relationship.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Although
the guy I went to boot camp with, his name was Josh. His name was Joshua Teaspoon. Seriously, his name was Joshua Teaspoon. T, of course, being short for the word T. T-A.
Oh, well, I can beat that. There was a young lady on a ship, and her last name was Swallow.
Oh, God.
And she was in the Navy. Let's do the math.
Oh, dear.
Come on, why are you thinking so dirty? A swallow is a bird.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
Now was she?
She was.
Was she in the admin rate?
She was in the surface rank.
Oh.
Yes.
E3?
Yes. The captain. She was on a crewed ship, but the captain declared her to be an airman.
What?
Because otherwise, she would have been Seaman Swallow.
And that would have been very bad.
That's
you know what?
Yes. So he declared her Airman Swallow.
No comment.
Swallowing the air.
Yeah.
That's how you get a sharp fucking. That's how you get a sharp.
Fucking yeah.
Right. Someone spoke about the Roosevelt earlier. So, yeah, and God, what was it? 94. They put females on ships. So, at the forward part of an aircraft carrier, and Jared can attest to this, is what we call the tunnel.
Yep.
And that's where all of our avionics shops are. Well, on the Roosevelt, they had painted murals on the doors of each of these shops. And one of them was Atlas, holding up the Earth. And he didn't have a shirt on. So, because of political correctness, before females came aboard the ship, they had to paint a shirt over Atlas.
Oh, come on.
I'm not bullshitting. I know this.
That is so much bullshit. I have a hard time buying it. Even for the day, that's fucking bullshit.
No.
That would be bullshit.
Hey, I got a better one for that one.
Well,
anything's better than that shit.
Here's the thing. This is not. I know this 100% that happened. I can attest to it.
You saw this personally?
Yes, I did. I saw the before and after.
Oh.
Well, so the interesting thing is, for the short stint I spent on the Stennis, my shop, instead of being up on the O2, was down there in the tunnel. And right across the hall, and forward probably 5 frames, was a down ladder into a female berthing. And what do they do within 30 minutes of us leaving the channel anytime we go out to sea?
They blow their tanks.
They masturbate.
Man overboard drill.
Well, yeah, that too.
And night the night check was already in their racks, like idiots.
Yeah.
The parade was.
Did you have a bunch of women running upstairs in their underwear?
Just
probably
about.
Some of them not even that much.
No, they were covered for beach coverage at the least. It's just some of them you didn't want to see. Some of them pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, I got one for you guys for the whole fucking political correctness. And I retired out of Fort Irwin, California, with the 11th ACR, which is the Armored Cavalry Regiment. And the symbol for the 11th ACR is the black horse. the black horse squadrons.
I think you mean African American horse.
No, the black horse. Anywho, the black horse. The black horse in the branch, not the branch, but in the regimental symbol is a black stallion rearing up. Of course, what is the stallion? It's a fucking male horse. It's got fucking nuts. So of course, all around the regiment, they had these murals and they got these concrete things, look like horses and whatnot. When all this political correctness came down, when I was just getting at fucking Fort Irwin, all those fucking horses got neutered. So they didn't look like males anymore, so that nobody would be offended by fucking horse testicles. Because nobody liked it, even though the regimental fucking horse is a stallion.
For fuck's sake!
So my story isn't even unique. That's what happened across the fleet.
Oh, it happened military wide.
Here's the fuck does self-proclaimed feminists, who aren't really feminists in the literal sense, given so much power, for fuck's sake.
Here's the annoying part is at the time
that wasn't enough.
Oh no, it got worse because so this was probably almost 10 years later. I'm in AIMD Jacksonville, and there was this one female on days who was a real Bible thumper and really against anything potentially sexist material being shown. Here's the kicker. You can tell she used to have a pierced nose. She has quite the high amount of body art. Come to find out, born-again Christian, and really didn't give a flying fuck about certain centerfolds and calendars being on display until she started dating a guy and went to church.
Yep, I've been there.
Oh, of course.
I know where you're going with this.
I know exactly where that goes. Yeah, no, I've seen that one way too many times.
Yep.
Yeah, I got a kind of story about this whole nutsack thing. So if you give me back in my first tour in Germany, this was between 94 and 96. Anyways, every time you had two divisions in Germany back in the day, you had the 1st Armored Division and you had the fucking 3rd Infantry Division. Infantry is blue. Third ID, the broken television set. Anyways, infantry colors are blue, armor is yellow. Anyways, whenever the 1st Armored Division would go over to a place called Grafenwehr to do all their small arms fire and tank gunnery and stuff like that,
what year was
you
this?
had to go into.
Guys, what year was this? What year are you talking about?
Give me a second. 94 through 96.
I was in Grafenwehr about 10 years earlier than that.
Okay. Anyway, okay. Once again, back to the 3rd ID broken television set. Anyways, out in front of their division headquarters in a place called, goddamn, I can't remember where it's called now. Vilsek. The town of Vilsek, where the unit was stationed in Vilsek, which is right next to the Grafenwehr training area. Out in front of it, they had this big concrete fucking bulldog, and it was Rocky the Marn dog. Big male fucking bulldog, had big fucking concrete nuts and all this shit. And every time the fucking 1st Armored Division was in fucking Grafenwehr to do gunnery, they would fucking do this little special forces mission shit where a bunch of people would get in Humvees and go sneak onto the fucking 3rd ID's footprint. And they go up to the fucking headquarters building and lock the fucking front door so the staff duty can't come out and do anything. And they get fucking blue spray paint and spray paint Rocky the Marn's dogs blue and fucking hop in Humvees and haul ass. And of course, and every time that the fucking 3rd ID was in 1st Armored Division's area, 1st Armored Division had Headquarters 6, which is an old fucking Sherman tank that was out in front. And they would do it to us. They would do to the 1st Armored Division is fucking lock the staff duty in their building so they can't fucking come out. And they would paint the entire fucking Sherman tank yellow and paint it fucking with chicken feathers.
Yep. Shit.
That was yeah. That kind of shit won't happen these fucking days.
You guys are making me feel when we're all this
You want
talk
the
about
sad part of that
testicles.
shit, guys? I'll give
What's
you
that now?
That shit was
That's
going
the
on
thing.
even
It can happen nowadays. Like you get in trouble for that shit.
Yeah, you get in trouble.
That had been going on at that point for years and years and years. And you know who they used to call when they did that shit? They called my dad over in Graftonburg. He was an MP over there, and he was the one that was really good at figuring out which one of these fuckers did it, and making sure that they found their way into his confessional.
Well, we never did. Nobody got arrested because everybody knew what the fuck was going on, but nobody knew what unit was the one that would happen, because it would come down from the fucking the 2-star, and be like, okay, this battalion, when we're down there, has this fucking mission to lock the fucking doors so staff duty can't come out. And this fucking infantry unit is the one who's going to fucking spray paint Rocky the Marn Dog's fucking balls blue. And that was the whole, it had memorandums and stuff coming out, but that shit was all self-contained, and everybody got a good fucking chuckle out of it. But now these days, people get fucking pissed, and there'd be Article 15s thrown all over the fucking place, and who knows what fucking happened. But back then, that was all kinds of fun.
The only thing my dad was told was give, the only mission my dad had in these cases was to get in there, figure out which units were did this thing or managed to pull this thing off, because they didn't always, and make sure that his superiors over at 3rd ID knew who it was, and they would keep an eye on him the next time.
Target acquisition.
Well, the thing is, the third ID knew this would fucking happen, but they didn't know what day would happen.
But don't get anybody wrong. The only person that was pissed off about it was my dad, because he got hauled out of bed. Oh god, so freaking often. They call him at 3 in the fucking morning.
We used to put.
Hey, sorry. You want to drop out? You want to take the trip out to Vilsack and figure out who it was that dude Rocky blew this time? Fuck! God damn it!
Jared, remember the days when we had paper pubs?
Oh yeah,
for our equipment. Yeah, for
Army
the Cat 3D system that I worked on, our main pub was called the MMI 000, and we wrote a Bible on it because that was the main pub for that system. Well, we had a Bible thumper in our shop, and he went to the chief and said that, well, we had written Bible on it because that was the Bible for that system. And so he went to the chief and he complained that we had written Bible on it, and he was offended because that was not the Bible.
How about shut the fuck up and stop bitching?
Yeah.
Well, hey,
that's
guy
the
would
problem.
never.
A lot of people can't do that.
Yeah.
Well,
that guy would never be, would never be satisfied talking to a locksmith. Then,
okay,
if he ever needed someone to go and get his cylinder, swapped out because it was worn out. Guess what? That's the thing that it's a lock cylinder.
Yeah, the crucifier
is located in. That's called a Bible.
I had
a fucking
Bible just means a overall all-encompassing
the go-to guide
anything
for all things this thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
In Iraq, I had this one Christian guy freak out because I think his name was Furball, but you remember what a T50 stand is, right? Those little small little things, looks like a little miniature cross.
Well, this story
you put your cover on.
This story gets better.
It's just really quick. So sorry. Go ahead.
Well, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say I had some Christian guy really freak out because in Iraq we took a couple old TA-50 flak vest stands and helmet stands and put them out there on the range so we can have something to fucking shoot at with targets. And this guy comes out and he's all freaking out. I was like, "Why are you shooting at crosses? That's all like blah 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 about him being a Christian." Like, dude, it's just a fucking a T-50. We call them T-50 crosses, but it's just a thing to put your fucking Kevlar on. Yeah, that's all it was, but it looked like a cross. He thought we were trying to shoot at Christianity, and he was freaking out. I was like, dude, just fucking calm down. Okay, everybody, commence firing.
Wow, can we? Oh, jeez. Bro, big
okay. So
that's why you need. That's why you always need a pack of crackers
or anything.
I hate people like that. I really do.
All right. So this guy had gone to the chief and complained because we had written Bible on there. And also, Jared, were you over in Hampton Roads for any period of time?
Closest I got was Oceana for a month and a half, almost 2 months.
Well, we have this morning show, and it's been in existence for as long as I can remember. FM 99 in the morning, they have a morning show, and it's, you know, shock rock and all that. And we would play that in our shop. You know, it's a rock station in the morning, and they you know, do the little bits and, you know, play the funny shit. So he went to the chief with both of those things, that we wrote Bible on the pub and that we played FM 99 morning show in the morning. And so he calls, I was the supervisor and then the shop supervisor. So I was the E5 and the shop supervisor was an E7. And or was it E6? And the chief calls us into his office with the kid that was complaining. So we're all in there. The chief, he's from Georgia.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So yeah, every American knows what's about to happen. So the chief kicks back and he puts both of his feet up on the desk. And the kid who was complaining, his name was Rovolo. His last name was Rovolo. And he was like, look, y'all, I need y'all to quit picking on Rovolo. Because that boy, he's just a pussy.
Hey, right.
And he can't handle it. So can y'all quit picking on Rovolo? And we're like, okay, chief. But he said it right in front of him. This was 97.
What the fuck is up
happen today?
What the fuck is up with Oceana and their goddamn commissary being away from every fucking thing out there?
Is more for the dependents, not the that was the thought behind it.
Yeah. Well, they rebuilt that. That's a new one. It's across the street over there. It is nice. I mean, it's nice commissary.
No, I was just wondering because the last time I was through there was when I was doing the CRAM stuff over there in Virginia Beach, and that's before they painted over the Tomcat Alley sign that was at Oceana.
Yeah. The old commissary was on base. Now they built the one off base.
Yeah. Well, didn't they make that one combined for both Oceana and Dam Neck?
I have no idea.
Because Dam Neck is now a annex. Dam Neck's an annex of Oceana now.
Yeah.
So Dam Neck does not have a CO. They have an OIC, who is subsidiary to the CO of Oceana.
Purple, check Discord.
I was just wondering because that's all Navy base shit. I was just kind of wondering why the fuck. Is there a time we had to go to the commissary? Get the 15-pack van. We had to drive from the hotel and go to the commissary. We're like, why the fuck is it off base from everything else? It's ridiculous.
Well, the Norfolk Naval Station commissary has been off base for
years and years and years.
Yeah, I can't remember when it was on.
I think part of that is also
that's actually just the way NoFuck does his business.
Well, keep in mind, Norfolk has been a U.S. military installation pretty much since the creation of the Navy. So
back in the 1770s.
Yeah, so the commissary where it currently is for Norfolk proper used to be on base, but during BRAC realignments and everything, they actually gave a lot of that property post World War II back to the public.
Well, if you take that commissary and the NEX and put it together, that's bigger than a Walmart.
Yeah.
That's pretty big.
And what's your point?
The closest NEX I got around here is Lemoore.
It's like a mini mall.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say by size.
You could buy furniture and shit there.
Well, by size comparison, the one in Groton is close to a typical Walmart too.
Yeah. That one's a little mall-like too, as well. One in Groton.
Yeah, very much so, because you have half the building that is the actual commissary, then the other half that's the exchange is actually set up as not one entire shop, but a bunch of little shops and little retailers, which I always found interesting.
Well, it was very convenient because even back in the 90s, it was like there really wasn't a lot of shopping near the base. So
no, there wasn't.
Well, you were either shopping that exchange commissary, or you were driving 30, 40 minutes away. You know?
Yeah, you were driving out to the actual mall in Waterford.
And if you didn't want to do either one, you were screwed.
But the reason that I would say that they put it off base is, do you want your people having to check, to have for security for each and every person?
Cuts down base traffic. Base gate traffic, basically.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. You don't want to have a entry control point.
I'm just wondering.
Those Norfolk gates are extremely congested anyway. So.
They're ridiculous.
Well, you should try the main gate at Fort Lewis, or what used to be Fort Lewis, Joint Base Lewis before it is now.
Yeah.
Which gate, the Madigan or the main gate?
We're talking about the main gate. Madigan Gate is its own group of problems. We don't talk about North Gate, but I'm talking about the main gate. Holy shit, that place is wild.
Well, here's the thing that I noticed.
Is that where you're at now? That area?
Huh? Oh, I'm up in King County, but I spent a lot of time growing up between Fort Lewis and various points in Germany, including, of all the places, Grafenwehr. We spent there.
I did 2 tours at Lewis.
Well, I will say this. The Madigan Gate may be a little by some people's standards, but it's better than Whidbey Island.
Trifle Bliss.
We don't talk about Whidbey Island ever.
And Fort Bragg,
Whidbey Island's a nightmare to begin with.
I've been on the USS Whidbey Island, but I've never.
My condolences. I've heard that's pretty well crap too.
Last time I was at Whidbey Island was like in '89. Yeah, last time I was at Whidbey Island was '89.
How is scanning their IDs? How's that security?
If you remember back in the day, all you got used to be just a fucking sticker on your windshield and a salute.
Oh yeah. No, I agree. And that all changed at one particular day.
Yeah. Hey,
But so when I was at Fort Bragg, because I was Navy and I wasn't in their system, so every day I would have to drive up and show this kid my ID. And 4 days in a row, he glanced at it and waved me through. And on the 5th day, I said, hey, did the Army stop saluting officers? And he actually looked at it and he was like, oh shit. And so I knew that for the 4 prior days, he had not looked at my ID, which means he wasn't doing his fucking job.
Well, that's one thing you should write him up for.
No, I think embarrassing him just in front of me was enough, but I don't care. I don't need any.
Whoever it was that was there with him, he noticed. I guarantee it.
Well, it's kind of like I'll put it like this. Was it a weekend? Like last weekend, I had to go down to Fort Irwin to do some shit, old paperwork, and see some friends and take a visit down to Goldstone. But anyways, going to the gate, they scan my ID card and shit. But then when I go down here a little more to go do other stuff, they just look at my ID card and give it back to me.
Right.
I don't even scan it.
Yeah. And
They generally don't.
I was not.
If you're on the base, they don't care when you walk away. It's getting on the base that's the problem.
Right, because he would have let anybody on the base. I could have had Mickey Mouse's face on my ID. I could have had anything on my ID. I didn't want him to salute me. I wanted him to look at my ID and make sure that I'm that dude.
Yeah,
well, that kind of stuff would kind of backfire in too. Because I had in Germany after 9/11, our unit, because I was on a small Kaserne base, you want to call it. We started doing, the security ramped up really, really quickly, and we made a whole new entry.
Yeah. That's the whole other end of the spectrum. Yep.
Yeah, but the whole where I'm trying to go with this is, for example, I was in E5 at the time and had these people. I'd be in the middle of the fucking night, and it's 3 hours into my 4-hour shift, and I don't want to hear nobody's fucking bullshit. And here comes some officer coming up on post acting like he's got a fucking attitude. Guess whose vehicle's going to the fucking vehicle search fucking pullover? Sir, can you take your vehicle, pull off to the right, please? Turn off your engine, open up your doors. Can you stand over here and have a talk with my soldier? Yeah, make sure your trunk's open. And yeah,
gotta love those random searches.
Yeah, that's not that's not what I was going for there. Like that's why it was the 5th day in a row, the same guy. Like
I got you.
He's obviously not looking at my ID.
Yeah, he's not going to do what he's supposed to.
He's probably bored as fuck too. Yeah. I get that guy. He's bored.
Hey guys,
he's bored stupid.
Yeah.
Guys,
yeah. Yeah.
Let me ask guys a question real quick. You said you were in Germany. Was that outside Frankfurt? Was that the base outside Frankfurt?
Over my McCully Barracks, just slightly west of Mainz.
Yep.
Nowhere near Magdeburg.
Did you know a Sergeant Hooker?
What years? What was it? What was he? Was he air defender?
No, he was part of the adjutant corps.
No, I wasn't back then. I was an air defender. I didn't do anything with those kind of. If there was those kind of people, they'd be on Wiesbaden Army Airfield, and that was on the other side of the Rhine River for me.
Okay, because I had a friend of mine that was there right after 9/11. He was driving the general around, and the general was calling out battalion numbers, and it suddenly dawned on Sergeant Tooker what it was all about. So he was calling out unit numbers. That was when he realized, oh crap, those are Cold War nuke bunkers.
Oh yeah. We had a couple of those things. The old Nike Hercules. I think they're Nike Ajax, old Nike Ajax system that was out by where we were at. And when I had my first tour, parts of the launching hills and the radar hills and stuff were still out there. But my second tour, all that stuff was all bulldozed out and it turned into a big nature preserve for the Germans.
Nice.
Hey, I got something to tell you guys.
Oh, is this something about your dog?
No. You guys know about widows, right? Old ladies who are left because their husband dies, right?
Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be old, but okay.
True. That is true. Because the last Civil War veteran's widow died in 2004.
Holy crap.
Yeah, she was 14 when they got married. He was 72.
She was 21.
Or she was 20. She was 21.
Jesus. Yep, and he was 81 when he was married to her. Died at the age of 97.
Can you send a link to that? Because that's actually
there's
really
a
pretty cool story.
Yeah, people forget we're only like 4 people.
Yeah, I'm with him. I want a citation for this.
I'm just trying to figure out how this fits in with the whole dog story.
Like when it comes to America, we're like 4 or 5 people old. That's it.
Well, yeah, America is a very young country. That's true.
And
I'm not
still
even,
we're not 300 years old yet.
No, not yet. And at the rate we're going, we might not get there. Civil War 2.0 is coming.
I'm telling you, it's coming. I can't wait to watch it in 4D.
That has been bandied about for so long. I have my doubts that the majority of the populace has the fucking conviction to actually follow through with it.
Agreed.
You honestly think all these millennials are going to get into a civil war?
Couple of us.
Hey, how about those flat earthers?
You need a lot of people actually to have a civil war. Yeah.
Well, the flat earthers don't
Nice
have
try
the
there.
wherewithal to even make it happen.
Well, you gotta figure it's only going to take somewhere between 16 and 20% of the population to actually put this bullshit in its place. It really isn't going to take much more than that. Because
All right, so
if we got
there's
25% versus the 8% that actually wants to see everything burned, then I'm pretty sure we can come. I'm pretty sure we can come up with.
Oh, I want to see everything fucking burn.
Poor dog.
By the way, I
Dogs,
posted a
balls.
news
You want
article
to see those
Which
burn? That's
2004.
creepy.
All right.
Listen, I just wish that they would have put them into some kind of fucking
Formaldehyde?
formaldehyde
You know,
to them in like a
Pig,
jar.
Well,
the
if you're
way to deal with that is that Onision got in trouble for saying he wanted to see his dog burn. So just be careful with that, okay?
All right.
I
Somebody
want to see the
in
world burn.
this
There's a difference between that and my dog.
name a flat earther who could actually start a fire.
Since they think that the sun doesn't really exist, I don't think they can use that.
Well,
it doesn't have to be intentional.
There was one that could actually start a fire. I would expect it to be Jaron. It's only because he's going to train the laser on. He's got a laser that he can train on a very small area for a very long time.
No.
Well, then they fucking melt.
I'm not sure about fire, but a lot of times when they think, I see a lot of smoke coming out of their ears. So.
Well, I was going to say, you really
that's true.
You have to be worried about Jaron because he seems to be the type that when whatever he's trying to ignite with the laser doesn't start smoking, he's dumb enough to put his eyeball in front of it.
Yeah, so he would accidentally
I got a better
start a
one
fire.
for you. You know who you want to know what I actually have a flat earther that can start a fire, and that would be Patricia Steer. All she'd have to do is walk right up to Mark Sargent, snuzzle his ear a little bit.
That's actually true.
Hey, when I was down in Antarctica for fucking 2 years, and I'd be sitting on the fucking sidelines screaming your guys' fucking side chants about stupid shit the fucking flat earth were saying. They'd be saying shit that was so fucking stupid I could smell hair burning all the way down there.
Right?
Right the hand, the douche canoe that we've been dealing with the last couple
the
of weeks.
whole time you were there, they were saying the place that you were didn't exist.
What the fuck did you guys do with my flat earthers while I was gone? Because when I fucking left, they're all about science and doing observations and testing. Now it's all about how they can redefine words and how they can.
Well, here's the thing. When you left, they were still trying to argue the quantitative part of it. They have been so fucked up the ass raw with how demonstrably wrong they are that the only resort they have are to try to play semantics, and they still fuck that up.
Well, I know they literally have to redefine everything so their shit fucking fits. But you can't redefine shit in something to existence.
And even when they do make a half-assed attempt to redefine a word, it still doesn't work.
Yeah, it's just like I said, I was gone for 2 fucking years, and what'd you guys do with my fucking flat earthers? They were all about science and shit, and then all of a sudden, after fucking about a year, I got really fucking crazy. Now it's like, okay, what's the R value of fucking this, and what's perspective with atmospheric lensing, and what else we can fucking...
So think of a country, and it's split in half, and a war starts. They have lost ground, and they are all the way on the far side of the country where they started. They're on the shoreline. That's where they are right now.
I have a great comparison. They are the Confederates at the end of Grant's march to the coast of Georgia.
Ow!
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
It wasn't.
Ow!
Jared,
Ow!
Yeah, Jared.
Oh, Sherman's march.
It was Sherman.
It was Sherman. Yeah. But still, it's that.
And in either way, that's a good analogy. that's where they are right now.
It was just interesting watching it for fucking 2 years, screaming at you guys' fucking side chats about, really, you're letting them fucking just say this kind of shit? And I know you guys don't have any fucking control over it, but I was like, what the fuck do you guys do with my fucking flat earthers? They were all, about observations and testing, and if the observation shows this, now it's like, if the observation shows it's a fucking curve, well, it's definitely not a fucking curve. It's atmospheric lensing mixed in with fucking perspective, with a little bit of magnetism, some dropity, and some electrolysis thrown in for shits and giggles.
Every time we can't even get them to show up anymore.
Yeah, there's that
except
too.
for the
well, that's because they're tired
the
of
most
being handed
ridiculous.
their ass. They are sick and tired of being handed their own asses for dinner. They hate it.
Right.
Well, they got the same fucking playbook. They say the same. They say they got the same fucking playbook. They just try and change the arguments a little bit. Well, now it's a sphere. Now it's a spinning ball, and now you have to address my spinning ball argument. Well, first off, I'm not addressing your straw man, so we just move on from fucking there if you want, and da 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 da.
Well,
and we've been begging for somebody to show up with a model.
I'll put it like this. This is how stupid it was. When I first got to Antarctica, now it'd be about 2 years ago, giving up. But anyways, I fucking actually got time to go down to the fucking the little computer room that we have, so you could do your internet and shit like that before they got the Wi-Fi around everywhere. That really was fucking not really Wi-Fi, because like something at McDonald's. But anyways, I fucking got on fucking Glowbusters. They were doing a fucking live hangout. And I fucking went to the chat and says, I'm in Antarctica right fucking now. I can go from here outside my fucking door, walk up the hill a little bit, and I will fucking walk out there and be in front of the webcam down there by the heavy equipment shop. And I'll put on a yellow light in one hand and a red light, those fucking wands like they use for a fucking aircraft, those kind of things.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. The same.
It terrified them.
No, I said, I'll go down. No, I was in the chat and I'm here fucking now. I can go down there and prove that I am here. So I fucking put all my shit on, got my little fucking 2 little wands, walked out there in fucking minus 40-degree fucking weather, and stood out there for 30 minutes, moving these fucking things around, walking around, da-da-da-da-da. And I walked back down to the computer shop, logged back in on the fucking ancient fucking government laptop with a little fucking red button in the middle that's been worn off, and the keys are fucking halfway missing, so you can't really see what you're fucking typing. And I found out I was fucking blocked. They blocked me fucking like 10 minutes after I fucking walked out and stood in front of the fucking camera.
Yeah, I was like, really, this from everything.
No, but I literally fucking said, I'm here in Antarctica right now. I can prove it by walking down and being in front of the fucking webcam. I will hold these things in my hand. I will walk around the fucking circle. I'll be down there for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, I walked back up and I found out they fucking blocked me 10 minutes to me standing out there.
Yeah, and you're surprised by that?
That's when I found out. Well, that's when I already knew that they weren't really about truth, but when I, volunteered to actually do this, and then I fucking was sitting in the side chats and as my other account, my Quad Sphere account, and I was like, hey, I'm down here. If you guys want me to take pictures, do whatever, mail me the stuff you want me to use, what kind of cameras, what gear, and I will fucking take the pictures you want, and I will fucking mail you all your gear back so you can fucking text it. I want you to take the cards out. I'll just do exactly as your fucking thing says.
Right.
And nobody fucking sent me anything. And then you had fucking, just before I left to go down there, our fucking favorite dude, fucking Spurkismo, was all about how are you going to prove you're going down there? We need to have
Spurkismo.
We need to have cameras, and you need to verify you're going down. It's like, okay, here, Spurs, this is the day I'm flying out. This is the day that you need to have somebody down there with fucking GoPros, and I'll suction cup that shit to the fucking window of the C-17 as we fucking take off, and you can fucking find out what direction I'm going. Nobody fucking showed up. Nobody did anything.
Guys, to you, I am just a dumb fuck sailor, and they blocked me on everything. So of course they blocked you, like having definitive evidence. Of course they blocked you because they know.
When I would go into these fucking
they know
chats,
the truth.
Well, the thing for me, it really pissed me off because when I'm down there and I get time to, and I get off shift at the time I was working at Black Island, so I'd be off shift or whatever, and then after Black Island, I had to go back up to McMurdo, and then do work up there. But anyway, I get off shift or off work, what do you want to call it? And I would go get some chow at the galley, and I'd go up to Gallagher's, get a drink or something like that. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go fuck around the computer, see what's going on at home, and I would get on the internet, and I'll pop up your guys' chat. and I'm actually wasting my fucking time screaming at these fucking flat earthers because I got other things on the internet I could be doing. I could be spending time with family. I could be doing this and this. But no, I got fucking flat earthers are trying to, Antarctica isn't real. It's guarded by so-and-so. Dude, I'm literally here right now. How are you going to tell me it's being guarded?
Did you see my math about Greenland? About Antarctica?
Your math? What do you mean?
Okay, so when I was in Iraq, we were guarding Abot Kayat. So that's the oil platforms. And so we had to have a ship every 3 miles. And so I did the math. And if Antarctica is a ring around the world, we would have to have 16,000 ships. The U.S. Navy currently has about 250-ish thousand ships, and not all of them are even serviceable. You would have to have 16,000 serviceable ships.
Well, it's not only the ships. It'd be like they say that you're guarding Antarctica, but they don't eat.
Hold on a second. Sure, you're wrong. You wouldn't need 16. You would need more than that. You would actually need 2 for 1 at very minimum. But you cannot leave a ship out there operating continuously for anything without being able to. Even Jake was just talking about having support ships going out to the picket. You still have to have. You would have to have a minimum of 1 ship for every 12.
Yes, and you would have to account for yard time. Who is servicing these ships? Who's supplying these ships? Yeah, who's building these ships? That was my point. Like, at a minimum, you need 16,000 ships.
Well, it's not only like that. It's like, for example, if you want to guard the land, you're going to have bases. They're going to have to be supplied by food, gas, diesel, all that stuff, gear.
Right.
Not only that, but now you're going to do that. Now you got soldiers there. Now you're going to have soldiers there, but they're going to be taking leave, so they're going to be going back home. So they're not going to be quiet. But how are you feeding these people? How are they going on leave? How are you paying them? And how are you going to keep them quiet?
Right.
I mean, how easy would it be to see those things using radar?
All right, I need to interject. Hold on. So, speaking of flat earthers, I just got a message from one. You all know Right the Hand? Or Skeptic.
Oh, my God.
Oh, God.
This is a video he sent me.
I was just using my right hand. Now I got to switch.
As a source.
Ew.
So what now? What's up?
Who is this that he's using as a source for his claim?
Fucking Kent Hovind, who he even thinks flat earthers are fucking stupid.
And he is stupid.
Apparently,
if he thinks you're stupid,
but he has a doctorate and everything.
No, he does not. If he does, then I do.
He's got a mail order degree.
Yeah, who
apparently this is evidence of giants on Earth. This is his evidence of giants on Earth.
Okay, who is chugging pills now?
Oh, is he one of those?
Sorry about that.
Yep.
No, Hovind isn't, but
no, I just dropped my cell phone. So.
But yeah, again, this is why he should be called "Why I Am an Idiot."
Oh, wow.
Now, I got a good one for you guys. They keep swearing it's this huge conspiracy of ice wall around the edge and how our military keeps everybody away from it. Think about all the people that Char was just talking about. Double, and we can quadruple that for all the space agencies that are running around, and anybody who's ever had a hand in manufacturing anything that ever went into a spacecraft. Okay, Watergate was put together and executed by all of 15 people, and they couldn't keep that quiet.
Well, it's like that every time you see them show, well, it's like every time you have these flat earthers show you a picture of the ice wall, they always suck and show a picture of the Ross ice shelf. That part of the Ross ice shelf, got news for you, flat earthers, doesn't exist anymore. That probably broke off a little while ago. It ain't there anymore. Trust me. I know. I was out there running the point-to-points for the Wi-Fi, not the Wi-Fi, but for the microwave for the science teams that were out there.
Yeah.
So he thinks buttes are tree stumps.
Yep.
Well,
oh yeah.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. If those are tree sticks, what is this? Because
That's you.
A huge boar.
That's an aardvark.
No, that's
No, it's a
actually
pig.
a pig.
That's a dog.
Is
with no
this
nuts.
it's a skull, maybe?
Standing on two turtles, maybe.
Oh my. Okay. So, guys, speaking of the recent idiots to show up, so
An armored pig.
So you guys are aware of just how sexist and idiotic Right the Hand is, correct?
Oh yeah.
I'm just learning.
There is a interesting reason behind it, and that would be he tried his hand at MMA and lost to a 40-year-old woman.
What was his own age at that time?
Oh, he's only in his 20s now.
Oh, that's like red pill philosophy.
Well,
He tried mixed martial arts against a 40-year-old woman and got his ass kicked.
Well,
is that what I hear?
Send him to me. I will left the hand, and we'll see how he does.
Hey, Jerry, can I show the video of him getting his ass kicked?
Yeah, go for it.
Oh yes.
Let's see this.
I
I am interested.
I bet it's a dog nuts video.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the reason he did this though was because, and even in the video, he's listed as an internet troll. He had made some kind of a statement that 99% of women would be able to beat 99% of men would be able to beat 99% of women in a fight. So this was.
I wouldn't say that percent is that.
So this was somebody calling him to task, and he got his ass kicked.
Right, the hand
is this him?
Left.
So
That
do
is
I need
him.
to drink half a liter of wine to?
No, you need to share before you do that.
Yeah,
Gary.
really.
Dickhead.
All right, let's evaluate his technique.
Or lack thereof.
Hold on, let me set up my audio.
It's like a soy boy to me.
Or or get the host to do it. It'll probably be even better, wouldn't it?
Too much.
Yeah,
going on
host.
for
I'm not
me
going to use the
stream.
word quality-wise, but
The fucking host has patience time and seems to be a little off.
Have y'all seen the guy that fights the karate hottie?
I have not.
Michelle.
Pfeiffer. Please say Pfeiffer. Please say Pfeiffer.
Okay.
From 20 years ago. Please say Pfeiffer.
No.
Damn it.
No. Michelle.
Is Jessica Alba from 15 years ago?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
What's the man think, bro?
Christina Applegate from 15 years ago?
No.
What did I just walk
shut up.
in?
Jerry Ryan from ever?
Oh, be quiet. I'm too sober for you right now.
Hello? Hello?
Really quiet, pig.
All right, that doesn't matter. I can always boost it up in post. There you go.
We would like to be able to hear it.
Yeah,
like
I'm working on it. I'm working on
Also,
it.
stick the link in the chat, please.
Alrighty. Is that better?
Are we talking about Bo's girlfriend?
Okay. So,
My Commodore 64?
All right, so there's that.
Okay, karate hottie. Michelle Watterson. Yeah, look up Michelle Watterson. She fought a dude who she had tricked into thinking that he was a badass, and she got in their ring and she fucked him up. Michelle Watterson's an MMA fighter.
The way that, she fucked him up, just not in the way he would have wanted her to.
Not the way that he wanted. She's an MMA fighter, and he was like, he was in the gym, and she was like, "Oh no, I don't know how to fight you," and then they got in the ring, and then she fucked him up. It's hilarious. Look it up.
How much do I bet he wanted?
I'm not paying
How
attention
much do I bet
to
he
it right
wanted?
now. I'm looking at a picture of her.
How much want to bet that he went?
Yeah.
She's cute.
How much want to bet he walked in there
adorable.
trying to think that he might, cop a feel off of this?
Oh, probably,
Yeah,
because
no,
that's the
no.
closest he can get to a woman.
Probably.
Well, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't. You guys are looking at right now, so.
Yeah.
Well, it's
she
not
fucked him
being
up.
shown right now publicly, so.
Well, that's good because I kind of like to see what you guys.
And now
think
he
on.
left the meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Michelle
Well, I'm not-
Waterson, look her up.
Okay, I'm not gonna believe this unless Look Pig does a fucking recreation of this fight with his fucking dog, since it's every nuts either.
No, Pig's ultimate fantasy is to have a girl touch him in a special place by kicking him.
Are you?
Michelle Waterson will do that for you.
Wait, are you sure he hasn't already made arrangements for this to happen in Colorado?
You know, that's kind of the curiosity thing. You know, I mean, Furball, you got any insight into that?
See, he's still on the temporary possible list of visiting Colorado, and now every time he talks about January, you mean when Bob and everybody else come out?
Yeah.
Bob and Jared and aww.
I'll throw $5 in on that.
What's that? What? Who?
Have he on Furball's girlfriend or wife kick Pig in the nuts?
Oh,
yeah.
All right, I am back.
It's
I got $10 of Jared's money on it.
All right. You guys ready?
You know he'll just take it out of your shield check, right?
Are you guys ready?
Yeah. Go ahead and play.
Okay.
I mean, hey, I don't got much to say. People are going to make their judgments. How they're going to make the judgment. Anybody knows me, and that's it.
Get into the fight.
Well, she's a big girl too.
She's drawing him back right now.
Oh, she's gonna fuck his shit up.
Yep. Baited
Yeah,
him.
she started
Baited
out
him.
playing with. Oh, she's playing him. She's playing with him now. She's about ready to get him.
He's trying to cop a feel.
Yeah, he is trying to grow up a breast.
Yeah, but see how she has his leg hooked? All she has to do is roll.
Yeah. She's got her hook in.
Boom! Right there.
There
There's
she
the
goes.
opening.
But at least he's got her between his legs for a couple of seconds.
Look how big her legs
She does
are.
have a nice.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
She has a nice ass.
Yeah. She's got strong ass legs.
Yeah.
He's already out of breath.
Yeah, and
he's already
she's
fought.
wearing him out.
Nope, he's got him.
Oh,
He's already got him. He's
Yeah,
boned.
yeah.
He just he's already dead. He just doesn't know it yet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
look
she
at
has
his
the
facial
leverage.
expression. He is done. Absolutely
Yeah,
done.
at the end when they interview both of them, or they talk to both of them, he says that he was winded too quickly because he exerted himself too much right away.
oh,
Yeah, because
she's
he's a
gonna
dog.
roll him.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Right.
she
No, what
she's
happened?
gonna roll him.
Oh, she jacked him.
There
She
you go.
got him to come after her and tire him out, and then she just waited until all she had to do was wait for her chance. That's it. This is a woman that knows how to fight.
He totally underestimated her. He figured that he could just use all of his energy right away and it'd be done quick.
Yep.
And he was wrong.
Oh, she's fucking him up.
No, he's done.
She's laughing at him right there.
Yeah, she is. She's laughing.
This is
She's
so
like,
appropriate because I'm eating
Oh, I
popcorn right
can't
now.
wait listening to this and actually hearing her laughter.
He's trying to get his shirt off. If he gets the shirt, he wins, right?
Oh, he's trying to get his shirt off.
Oh yeah.
Oh, now
Look, he's
now
over the shirt.
now she's squeezing. She's squeezing.
He's done. He's been done for a while. He just hasn't got the brain power to work it out yet. If he had more than half a functioning brain cell, he'd have figured out that he was done. About the time he tried fitting her to the wall.
If we asked him what was going on right now, he would probably say, "Well, I'm out of breath because I'm having so much fun time."
Oh shit!
Yeah, she just dumped him on the floor.
What
He ain't going nowhere.
He tried to buck her, and she was like, "Nope."
No, she's got downstairs muscle like out the ass.
Yeah.
Like literally.
Honestly,
I can't do shit.
That's,
What was
that's why MMA males versus females tend to go like this. It's because guys draw upper body strength, and most of a woman's strength is in her hips, pelvis, and
she missed a great
thighs. Period.
So back it up. So watch this.
She has a lower center of gravity too, which gives her a little bit more.
So go ahead and play it a little bit. I'll let you know when to pause.
Oh, he looks so intense here. He's gonna get her.
Wait. Watch this dive he takes to try to grapple. Boom. And right there, she could just start kneeing the shit out of his head.
Sheila, this thing was over long before he finally gave up.
Well, would it be fair to say that she was going easy on him?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There were a number of times that I noticed in here where she could have started pounding him on the ground, and she was just like, "You're not moving. Just give up. You're not moving."
Yeah, well, what makes a better statement than kicking someone's ass, just wearing them out?
Ain't no way.
Why does he look like one of those kind of people who can survive out in the wild because he couldn't find out where the fucking vegan tacos are grown?
Yeah, that's exactly what this guy's like.
What? Vegan hamburgers I would have gone for, but yeah.
That is what we call a soy boy.
Hey, I like soy sauce.
Yeah, of course you'd be looking there, pig.
Look at that link I just posted.
Yeah, I found it already.
That's a much more attractive girl beating up a guy.
Yeah, but
it was this one.
She's fucking him up though.
Just sit on his face and suffocate his ass.
These are cuties.
Yeah, and again. Well, and again, she has had moments where she could just literally start pounding on his head, and she's choosing not to.
Yeah, she's just being nice.
She's toying with him.
That moaning,
Oh, it's because she knows she knows he's not worth it.
You're still really quiet, pig.
Oh, she's got side guard right there.
She could have easily.
Oh, now! Oh my God! Yeah.
Like right now.
Oh yeah.
Jab.
Oh yeah, she could totally be pounding him into even more submission with actual strikes while having him
just
on
elbows,
the ground.
just elbows to the face, like he's done.
Actually,
yeah.
Oh well.
Armbar.
Now she could do
doing
an
exactly
armbar.
what she needs to do. Down a child that is throwing. That's the only thing that's going on here.
Oh,
that is what's happening.
Armbar.
All she's doing is maintaining control over child having tantrum. That's it.
Yeah. And so.
Yeah, because she's gonna armbar him right now, and he can't do shit about it.
So, from the chat, there was a comment here that I wanted to call out.
No. You want to know the last time I saw someone fight
He's
like
trying
this?
to fight it, but it's gonna be an armbar.
Hey guys, you want to know the last time I saw somebody fight like this? It was my wife 2 weeks ago against my 4-year-old. Exactly what that was. You look exactly like that.
So she does look a little bit out of breath, but that's probably for laughing.
That's probably because he's a little bit bigger than the average 4-year-old.
Well, so Mr. Unite for the Children from the chat says, so from now on, every time anyone talks to him, they should ask him why a woman beat his ass. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but in his mind...
Yes.
All right, man. How do you feel?
Winded like a motherfucker.
Was it what you expected?
Yeah, honestly, it was. I was able to dominate until my conditioning gave out.
You didn't dominate.
So wait. 15 seconds. The opening 15 seconds. That's how long he
So I
lasts.
felt like, not dominate, but I was able to do what I wanted to do, put her where I wanted. And once I got winded, that was it.
So do you feel like a trained woman would be able to beat an untrained man?
I feel like the conditioning. I think that
hold up,
more
pause
than
it,
anything,
pause
condition-
it right there.
Do you think?
So notice how even in this situation, he's avoiding the question. The question,
She kicked his ass.
The question had nothing to do with conditioning. It had to do with trained woman versus untrained man. And sorry, I will take the person who is trained over the one who is not trained, regardless of gender or sexual identity, any day.
The thing is, he would.
Gentlemen, if your techniques are right, I don't care about your physical strength.
Yeah, so here's the fun part for you. I got one.
In certain
real quick, guys.
Hey, I actually have some experience with women out there, and believe it or not, they're more risk averse. It means they're not nearly as likely to go out and play fucking hero.
Let's.
They're not out for a medal. They're out to make sure that they fucking survive.
Let's listen.
Hang on, let's listen to.
I think that more than anything, for conditioning.
Do you think that that's part of training?
Yeah, and that's well. The thing is, a lot of people train like to fight, to win, to do this shit, right? Like, oh, I can choke you out, or I can do this, or I can do that. But you don't got the gas to get your car there. None of that means anything. So, I mean, even coming in, I was like, yo, cardio's gonna be the big thing. Cardio's gonna be the big thing. And where I think training.
And his cardio failed him.
She had so many chances to fuck him up and didn't.
Yes.
Is it me or
If they'd actually been in an octagon, he would have been. He would have lasted a grand total of 8 seconds.
All right. Is it me or does the term "so easy a caveman can do it" really fit him?
No. A caveman would probably have the skills to survive in nature, so no.
Training really comes in.
Excuse
me. The jiu-jitsu part of it is when you tell when I was winded, right? There was not much I could really do. Like I had nothing, and you're winded too. But there's things you know what you can do. You know what I mean? Try and shoot for the arm. I even knew the arm bar was coming. Like, but it was just, you get so weak.
Again,
you turn against it.
Training. A trained versus a untrained was the question.
Right.
You jackass.
He wouldn't know the difference between a fucking arm bar or an arm war.
Well, imagine if it was a trained guy who was in there with him.
The sad
He
part
would
of it is,
have been
the only
wrecked
thing
like
that's needed-
twice as fast.
Sorry, but my untrained daughter would have ripped his fucking head off in about 30 seconds and shut down the stump.
So
It probably won't happen, but I would have loved
the fun part of that. The only training
journalist
this woman
to ask him
needed
the same
was,
question
hey,
once more. Really.
enough. The only training she would have needed to take his ass was 3 years with a child under the age of 5. Period.
Hey, this will jump in really quick.
Let's not sell her short.
Yeah, but
let's not
she
sell
grew
her
up with
short.
two big brothers.
She's a badass chick.
No, I don't. I'm not selling her short. I'm just saying that any woman that's had to deal with children under the age of about 5 or 10 years old, the fighting style she used on this guy is no different. It really is.
Yeah.
Hey, on a side note,
she's a tough chick though. Let's look at this Michelle Watterson that I just posted.
Hey, before we do that, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and hang up. I'm getting eaten up by mosquitoes out here. So.
All right, later, guys.
You have fun with that.
Hey, yeah, it was fun.
Guys.
Yeah, it was fun, you guys. So y'all carry on, and I'll be in the area all day.
Later, man.
Laters. How do I hang up on this goddamn thing?
Yeah, enjoy.
Yeah. This is Michelle Watterson. Like, she beats up some dudes. It's funny.
Nope, someone's doing it.
Yeah.
No,
Just make sure we talk over the audio so we don't get a cover.
Well, you'll forgive me. You'll forgive me. I'm trying to launch a small spacecraft.
Huh?
Yeah, I'm trying to launch a small spacecraft. Right now, in a neighborhood that isn't exactly friendly. And if anybody's been paying attention, they should know what I'm up to right now.
Yeah, but it's more a question of what sound were we hearing?
It's Look a Pig.
You're probably hearing my game.
No.
Jared, go to Google,
because everything else
type in Thanos, and click on the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah, it was the snap.
You're
listening
listening
to the
to
snap.
All right, let's.
No spoiler, don't worry.
I want the chick on the left.
Y'all are welcome.
Right.
Y'all are welcome
Oh, yeah.
for this.
I went in least hole that I can find.
Michelle Watterson. God, she's adorable.
And dang it, look, Schrodinger.
I agree.
My
Adorable
kids,
isn't-
my kids, my 2 best kids are watching this right now. Thank you.
And I honestly wouldn't use the word adorable, but that's just
I
me.
would. I would because
I would.
it's that
I would.
it's that cute, unassuming look, but then you get to interact with her and you realize she could kick my ass.
She kicks you in the face.
She could kick my ass, and I don't have a problem with that.
No, hey, there's nothing like a woman that can actually, kick your ass. I mean, that's why I have an affinity for Brazilian chicks.
The
ones I know anyway.
Look at this dumbass. He thinks he's going to kick her ass.
A good sparring match can be great foreplay. Just saying.
Yeah.
It can be humbling, and it should be, I guess.
Wait, did they really put that tail of the
Yes,
tape
they
thing in
did.
at the mop? Wow.
Down at the bottom, that's exactly what it looks like. Oh, jeez.
Wait, did they
How many
do
jumps
what?
are gonna do?
Show me that. Go back real quick.
I have a feeling they're going to show it for the next guy, too. And,
Oh my God.
Pig, it's your favorite measurement.
Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly what it looks like.
So reach that actually means reach around.
Yeah.
Actually, believe
what
it
am
or
I
not,
looking at? I'm confused.
actually his reach is short given his height.
2 inches shorter than height? No, that's actually pretty average.
Well, his reach is not going to matter, and you'll see in a second.
What am I supposed to be watching?
Right.
You'll see.
You saw the reference to 12 inches at the bottom? Why do you think they had the word blurred out?
What word was
Because
blurred
it's
out?
America.
It's not being
Right.
shown inside the meat.
Ridiculous.
All right.
Yeah, it
Here
is.
you
I'm
go.
seeing it.
Oh,
in the meat.
there you go.
Who's showing it?
Thoughts by Jay.
Jay.
Come on,
But is
Jay.
it being presented
Give
to
it
the
back.
audience?
3.
It's being presented. So
Some.
I can see it. The public can see it.
It's just a.
I have to go to full screen to see the bottom. I think it was cut off.
Wasn't
Done
quite,
in a
it
few
wasn't quite the
seconds.
bottom. Barely 12 inches was the thing.
I kind of like the host.
The host is good too, but I like Michelle better.
Brad couldn't even walk back over. Are you okay, buddy?
I don't know. I'm in a lot of
You're in
trouble.
a lot of pain,
Yes.
huh? I'm gonna assume you can
It's
at
okay.
least stand.
My-
That was tough, huh?
My one testicle hurt.
I'm
but-
sure all your friends back in Maine are gonna be really proud of you.
Yeah, no, they're never talking to me again.
Never. So let's take things up a notch. I'd like to introduce you to James. He's from Memphis, Tennessee, and he's a life-size Gumpy. James, come on out.
Oh, they don't do this
be
kind of.
intimidated by these long fingers and these gigantic feet. You can definitely take him out. I work with him every day. He's weak. He doesn't even eat carbs.
He's weak?
Yeah.
Oh, no carbs.
Gluten-free, dairy-free. He won't be gassy. I made sure of that. He's lactose intolerant. So go ahead, take it away.
What? Okay then. And again, you have to.
Maybe you should look at your opponent before the bell rings.
Jeez.
He has no. He did. Look at this guy. He doesn't even know what hit him.
He was looking at the camera the whole time.
Where he is right now.
He wasn't looking at her when the bell went off to start. So watch this. Boom.
Ding dong. I think this is the thing called takedown.
Yeah, the thing is, he's got to weigh twice what she does, and she just wrecked his ass.
Actually, I think they're probably going to be fairly close in terms of weight.
Do you even still have balls after that?
Well, maybe because she's probably pretty
none whatsoever.
dense.
Is it sad that I enjoy?
She's going to be pretty dense, and quite frankly, this guy'd float off with a good breeze.
Now,
this guy here will last about 2 seconds, and he's got a.
What are we even looking at here?
I'm saying maybe head kick.
Is it just me? Is it just me, or is it missing a penis measurement there?
Both of the last two did.
The probably the first one seems to have had one of those.
Look at this guy. Look at him.
Some sort of kick.
He's so cheap.
Penis measurement has
Darling, you ready to get taken down, buddy? You were talking a lot of smack.
And he can't hold the tape measure and see it, so he can't take the measurement.
Yeah.
Ah.
Okay.
My question is this pig?
Okay, guys, pause the video and take your bets, because I'm guessing she's going to take him off the knees. That'd be what I would do.
Oh,
That's dangerous. He might crush her.
It could be a leg kick.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the
find some way to take his. She's gonna get his feet out from under him, and that's gonna be the end of this guy.
I don't think she's gonna place herself under him.
No, I wouldn't either. I would go for head kick, but let's
come on.
see.
She could hit his ass with just by flexing her ab muscle.
He's tall enough. That could actually turn into a problem. She might not be able to get to it.
Do like a flying head kick and just knock him down.
No. She takes off her top, and as he's distracted, she just kicks him in the head repeatedly.
It's on YouTube.
Doesn't even have to take off.
He's out from under him, because if he tries to body block this guy, she's just gonna bounce.
In any event, she's gonna whoop his ass.
Yeah, and
he's gonna like it.
Take off her top.
First off, the name of the title of the video says that already. Let's see how long it takes this guy to go down.
Like, I could probably take her. He saw your photos. She's tiny. I could crush her.
Okay.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, we'll see about that.
We'll see.
But I must say this. He thought he was coming to make out with you. He didn't think you were going to take him down.
I mean,
that's what So that was how we got him in the car.
Okay.
But, so yeah, he was a little disappointed. So maybe that's why he was so angry. Take it away, Michelle.
And he's down.
Jesus, that was quick.
I told you he was going to go for a leg.
Yeah.
Hey,
are you okay, buddy?
All
that shit you were talking earlier.
In there, she grabbed his right knee and pulled.
Yeah,
that was it.
Yeah, literally. And
he was
on
his ass in seconds.
Think you're going to be okay?
Yeah, so that was a clinch takedown. That I wouldn't have expected somebody that small to do a clinch takedown, but God, she must be just really good at it.
Instead of going straight in, if you notice, she went to the side to spin him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
and it worked really well. That's really just the physics of the situation. Like I said, if she tried to body block him, she just bounced. If she goes in and grabs a knee or a foot, takes a leg out from under him, he's done. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. She uses his mass against him. That's her job.
And when I was in VBSS school,
that's why that second guy just got a freaking head, got a head in his gut. That was it. That's what she had to do, because he didn't have very much mass. All she had to do was just jump in there and blow him away.
Right, and that's what they taught us at VBSS school was. A clinch takedown, you just grab a leg or both legs if you can and put your head in the chest and just use leverage and just throw them to the ground. But it doesn't always work, but it does with her, because apparently she's done it probably 10,000 times.
Oh, she has spent it. That is a woman that has spent a lot of time trying to get to figuring out the best ways to make somebody fall down and go boom.
Yeah, and that's why she's in the MMA.
Oh boy. Oh puppy.
And she is not only capable of turning men inside out this way. She's she's small enough that she can make them make bad assumptions before she turns them inside out. And I like that
makes it
too.
even funnier.
Oh yeah.
Hey, my dog is so fucking high right now.
Did you get him? Did you give him? Did you give him some weed?
No,
what did I tell you about that?
Crack, so they have him drugged up.
Yeah, remember the dog's ketamine is the dog's ketamine, not for you.
Yes.
Same.
No way.
Just remember, it takes about 3 weeks for the testosterone to wear off. Just so
I know.
you know.
I have to get him a cone of shame.
But what would you do then? I mean, isn't that what you usually wear for yourself?
I know, right? I
Oh,
mean, it's
weird.
bad enough they had to take the dog collar to give it to take him to the vet. I mean,
Oh, didn't they give you the cone when they did it?
no. You have to understand, we went very cheap, and when I say very cheap, I mean a random farm where
Like behind Walmart? Like
no,
is that where
like
you-
in the middle of nowhere,
Between two
a
stumps.
farmer vet type dude. So the surgery happened in a barn.
Good.
Okay.
But what?
Yeah.
What? You can't possibly be that damn cheap, dude. Seriously.
It's pretty fucking cheap.
I hate the ISP. I hate the ISP. Oh, well, it's either OBS.
I just saw a text comment in the internal chat.
God.
Now, for some reason,
Don't
midway
you
through.
talk to me about that ISPs.
Really? Because midway through that video, we went from a rock solid signal to now less than 2,000 kilobytes per second.
Nice.
Wow.
Well, it's still running at least.
I've done nothing.
Okay.
I've actually shut things off that are connected to the Wi-Fi.
No, like middle of nowhere.
And
Who's
who
playing the
is
video?
playing it in the background?
I'm sorry, that was me. I just wanted to make sure that audio was
Oh,
going
I
through.
thought you were a professional, huh? And also, Alan, go to sleep.
Yeah. But I'm not tired.
Yeah, it's probably about
Tonight.
that time.
Yeah.
He's not
He's just
drunk enough to be
practicing
tired.
his phone voice.
No leg.
Nope.
I like this puppy better.
Hey, but what about my puppy?
Your puppy's not being cute on camera in a bed.
My puppy's in a bed, but laying in pain.
I don't think anything
She's so adorable.
Snow.
Aww.
Cover Snow.
Snow. Puppy.
Snow. Wake up. Snow.
Just sound like a sweet or treat or something. Sound like food.
You know, I did that whistle and my two came over. Hi. Hi.
They're dumb as flat earthers.
No, I actually say that these two are smarter.
No,
Well, okay,
by far.
doesn't take much, of course.
I'm actually thinking about taking a picture of my nephew's Rottweiler, showing you guys how huge that sucker
Can you guys
is.
see him?
Oh yeah.
Can you guys see him?
Yeah.
Hey, Nutless.
He's covered in spots.
Dog needs a bath. Oh, look at all those stains.
There you go.
Well, you gotta figure the poor puppy here. He's got pig for an owner. I mean, what example can he get from that?
A lot.
Well, in the wild, pigs, the type, God damn it, the breed of pigs we use for bacon, they are actually pagan. They're actually quite clean. It's only because we, stick them into to big pens and they can't really, set up a literal bathroom area.
If your bathroom was your living condition, you would be dirty too.
Exactly. So pigs are actually very clean animals.
Yeah, and this pig is
nature.
finally catching up to that.
I know. I was able to vacuum my floor.
But how
we are
many hours
proud
did
of
you
you.
use to clear out
I
all the
took
butt
out
plugs?
6 bags.
Well, hold on. How did you have a vacuum next to a pressurized system?
Yeah, that's
I
what
was
I
thinking.
need to know.
I put a
I
dome
thought you
over
was going
everything and it
for
worked out.
was it Sergeant? No, Deputy Doofy. Which movie was that from? Damn it.
Guys, my dog's pupils are so,
So,
big.
Because
I'm
he's
not
so
buying.
stoned. And because it's dark in there.
I'm not buying that you had a
Actually, all the
vacuum
lights are on.
in your room.
Yes, I was able to fit a vacuum in my room, and I was able to vacuum the floor.
He even showed me
No.
pictures of it.
It actually
Yay.
also
He showed me a
entails
video.
turning it on and moving it around.
What did you say?
The vacuum
It
head,
looks
not the
like
machine.
an average 20-year-old's room?
Yeah, I said
Well-
that his room looks like an average 20-year-old's room, other than the fact that it's in his mother's house.
So,
Yeah.
if he had a vacuum in his room, and you people are saying that he did, were you there?
Yes.
I was there virtually, but it was just an image.
So it was
So
CGI.
it could be, yeah, it could have been CGI.
Yeah, but
Sure,
by,
I mean, this all could have definitely been CGI, too.
but by that logic, this fluffy regenderization of Bolt is also CGI.
I literally just said that.
As are you, Schrodinger's cat.
Well, yeah, everything is that because we're looking at it on a computer. So,
Furball,
I'm just a crock.
She knows you guys are talking about her.
Furball. I vote
Yeah.
that we
I'm
buy
just a crock
a
squirrel,
lightning.
I don't care.
Hold on, Crack Squirrel. I vote we dye a lightning bolt on the side of the dog.
You
Let's
know,
not say we did.
So
you know they do have pet-friendly spray paint hair dye. So all you need is a cutout of a bolt, and then you can spray through the stencil.
So
and
are we saying
actually, you being in Korea, you can get those materials actually pretty easy because it was Japan
Yeah.
and Korea that started a lot of that craze.
Yeah, the Koreans love the designer dogs.
Can you please put her bolt on her?
Maybe. She's turning very yellow, though. She's gone from a very bright white to like a ruddy yellow.
Yeah, because Shiba.
what breed is
So
that? She's adorable.
Shiba
She's
Inu.
turning into yellow snow.
She's a Shiba,
What-
and Shiba Inus are typically a golden color with a white neck and chest and belly.
Look how
Actually,
fucking
that's
stoned my dog
that is
is.
actually that's actually your red Shiba Inu.
Look how stoned
Usually
my
called a
dog
red
is.
or a green. But
Snow.
there's also a sesame that actually comes out black, and
Hey.
yes, that is absolute utter cuteness.
Hey,
Is that like a Korean breed?
No,
Japanese.
it's a Japanese
Because I
breed.
don't think I've ever seen one.
guys,
And
Yeah, she'll get to about 20 pounds.
Does it have
look how stoned my dog is.
does it
Where are you
have
going?
a Jesus of its ass?
Look how stoned my
I mean,
dog is.
it's presenting its asshole.
Yeah, Pig,
Look at
you would be that stoned with the medication that he's on after a major surgery.
I know.
So this
Poor
little dumbass,
Oh, look at him.
I've been bringing her to work with
And
me.
she's
peeing on the floor, which is amazing. I might have told this earlier in the conversation when she got stuck in her kennel with her mouth on the wires.
Oh,
Can you
geez,
bring
really?
Yeah, it
Up a little.
it
There we
sounded
go.
like she was dying in my office because her mouth was stuck on the wires of the kennel.
That is a Shiba for you.
Yep.
Yeah,
Can you
that'll
bring one
that's what
home
we'll
so
do.
that I can have
Well,
one?
At least it's smart enough to learn from that experience.
Eventually.
It's only been a couple
I'm serious.
days. I'll let you know.
I'm not joking. Could
Yeah.
you bring one home so that I can
I've gotta-
have one?
He
I've gotta
is
bring this
bringing
one
this
home.
Ears are
one.
turning
No.
really yellow.
Somebody needs to send me one. Damn it!
Yeah, just send
Bite
it
that
in the
phone.
mail.
Fight that phone, dog.
Fuck the rest of y'all.
It's a
just
webcam.
Bring me the dog. I'll You'll be very happy.
She was about $300.
Oh my god, my dachshunds were way more than that. So that's not bad.
The first one that I found had full papers, and she was about $700.
Okay, where the hell did you find a Shiba Inu for $300?
Korea.
In Korea.
Somebody, you need to say, dude, I will give you the $300.
Hold on.
A dog.
Rocket Squirrel, you have to understand this is the white one, and they don't like the white one, so they're really cheap.
Yeah, I think that's why she was cheaper, because, like I said, the papered one was about.
That's actually what I would like was a white one.
Yeah, same here. So the papered one was 750,000 won, which is about $720. Second one I found was 500 won. She did not have papers, but she was brown. And then this one she was pure white when I got her 2 weeks ago. And she no papers, but she was 350,000 won.
Oh, look how ugly those ears are.
No.
The brown spots. You give the dog a back.
Come on. Fight him, damn it.
Dude, tell me where to send money. I will send you some money. Give me the fucking dog.
I will also.
There you go.
It costs around $3,000.
Dude. Whole thing.
It costs around $3,000 to take it from Korea.
Dude, if I want to Shiba Inu around here, I'm into it $3,000 with a.
Wow.
And that's just dog. Okay, you're talking 10% of what it would cost me to get one here. Send me
You still
the
have
dog.
to ship it.
Yeah, so I can take one dog home with me. $2,000.
Look at that thing. It's adorable.
$2,000 for it.
$2,000 to ship it. So I can ship one pet home bring one pet home with me on the flight, the military flight.
Right.
After that, I would have to either fly commercial or depending on the time of year. So like if you're flying during the summer, there's bans for flying because it's too hot. So you have to use a commercial service.
Yep.
And that costs about $2,000 for a medium-sized dog.
Yep.
Well, that's not a medium-sized dog.
They go by breed, not actual size of the dog. So she would qualify as a medium.
Yeah.
And she will be medium by the time we leave here. She'll be 20 pounds.
Yeah, you run into similar requirements even flying.
I
Flying.
don't necessarily want that dog. Just send me a dog. I'm good. That dog. One day.
She's my mid-tour crisis dog.
Of course she is.
She,
all right.
Yeah. So.
God bless her.
All
right, I got to go away.
All right.
I hate all of you. Love you.
We hate you too.
Hey, you too.
Later.
Yeah.
We hate and love you. You just have to figure out which one it is.
We just think it's all good.
But so
throw the dog.
So my dog Ash, we actually got her from a breeder based in, it was either California or Arkansas, one of the two, and so she had to be flown up. She got delayed by a couple days for the flight because it was too hot on the tarmac, and not fun.
One of my guys he was over here on a 1-year tour by himself, and he just got command sponsored. So that changes his 1 year into 2 more, and he's going to bring his wife over. And they have a wolf husky mix.
Oh, that dog net coming.
It's going to cost him $3,000 to get it over here because it's in the large size by 2 pounds.
Actually, you know what the sad, you want the truly sad part of that? That's not even going to be the problem. That dog gets loose.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised that I'm surprised at this point he's gotten approval for that breed to this point.
I don't know if he's gone through paperwork or anything like that, or what he has to do to bring it over. He's just starting the planning right now to get his wife here.
I
have a question.
There's a quarantine period. There's approval. There's breed-based approval. Because of the short notice that I had when I moved to Japan, I actually had to find a home for the cat that I had at the time because I did not have enough time to put her through the quarantine period, which is 8-week minimum.
Hey, Jared, I got a question. For your dog, what did you call him? Rex? Or Trex? Something like that.
Neither.
Okay, for your dog, you didn't use United Airlines, did you?
Delta.
That explains why your dog's alive.
Yeah.
Fucking right the hand is now an expert in autism.
Is he on Discord right now?
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh God, so you better hope not to kill him.
The Discord's actually fairly active. We have like Bob, the science guy, in the voice chat right now. just
Why the
chilling.
fuck isn't he doing an interview with me right now? He was supposed to be doing an interview with me.
Let's ask him that. And hey, do you want to do the interview here? And
No, it is going to be an offline, just me and him, very cordial interview, so we can learn who he is, not debate.
Well, we can do that here.
Yeah.
we can behave. I can mute
Sure
all the
we
fuckers.
can.
I can.
Some of us can. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know about me. I'd probably have to leave. But, that's just me because,
Hey.
yeah, you can ask any of my classmates this week. I tend to be an asshole. They learned it the hard way.
I have to say, Snow is such a good doggy.
She's so sweet.
My dog is so fucking high.
You would be too.
Hey, it's not that major of a surgery, okay?
Yeah, that's
Well,
pretty major, man. You castrated your dog.
Yeah, well, in terms of surgery, it's not major, but when
So
we
I'm
think
switching my
about it,
windows.
it's testicles, so yeah.
So
Yeah.
so it's not a hysterectomy.
Psychological problem for him.
Exactly.
Hey, not to change topics, but I'm going to change topics. I got my electronics from Where's Wally this week. He sent me temperature sensors and 2 vibration sensors, accelerometers for the Cavendish experiment.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
So this is the temperature sensors. I've got 3 sensors plus the actual the display, because he's got a display that's going to be going across an LED screen showing what they are. But here's the accelerometers. I need to figure out what the spikes are.
If you have
I'm
the
guessing
timing,
that the accelerometers are only single axis.
Well, there's 2 fields for each. So
they're
it is dual axis.
Yeah, so you'll have to get the best orientation of them, you'll have to set them 90 degree. Well, you'll have to figure out the axis orientation to get the full 3-axis coverage. Yeah.
Well, hey, Jared, I'm gonna have to get off here pretty quick, but
hey guys,
I did want to say that if my friend Nisha's watching this, because I told her to watch this, because we discuss all things conspiracy and flat Earth related, and she was kind of intrigued by all that. So if she's watching, she can FaceTime me in about 30 minutes. I'll be home. My ride's about here to pick me up from the train station. So.
All right.
And that's in that loud ass car that I was in last week.
Yeah.
So, yeah. You know, I figured you guys did not want to hear that motor again. Although that's that Yukon Denali with the 6.0 liter engine in it and the all-wheel drive.
It keeps getting quieter.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, he's turning his head away from them. So I wonder what happened. Did it recalibrate?
So can you guess what time my neighbors upstairs got up?
Right then.
You can see all night it's nothing, and then 7:49.
Yeah, see, that's part of it is getting
those spikes though.
Well, what's the timing of them? Because you had one while they were awake and getting ready above you. And
but then it drops.
Yeah, that's what has me curious is did it try to self-calibrate after and set a new baseline?
I don't know. You'll see. So I don't know if these are 2 different axes or if it's 2 different registrations, because you can see this one is 200 to 600 gauge. This one is 0 to 400. So let me change the.
Well, I would
things on
say
this
that
one.
if this is standard Arduino stuff and coding, there is no way in hell that one axis would be swapped over all of a sudden like that. It just would not happen unless there's a very long cable between the accelerometer and the Arduino. I can't remember how long the maximum is for a cable run using SPI, which is
these are Wi-Fi.
Using, but
all right, I have to interrupt.
Yeah, these are all Wi-Fi.
That's not even an issue then.
Hold on. So you guys know what air pressure is.
Yeah.
You all know what density is.
Uh-huh.
Well, I'm going to share my screen real quick.
I'm going to go in.
I'm not sure I'm going to.
I'm going to go in and tap on the back of my support bar.
Hold on. Look. Real quick. And air pressure and density are the same.
No.
Sure they are.
Just no.
Sure.
All right.
Did you see what I tagged you in, Jared, in the
live
chat?
Yeah. Pig, we're trying to watch something from Furball.
And air pressure and density are the same. Let that sink in.
No, but they're not.
All right, so I just tapped on the back of the bar or the 2x4.
Pig made it so we couldn't see.
Huh?
Well, no,
it hasn't registered yet.
Yeah, actually, it might have on the other side because we see a little spike there.
There it
again.
is.
There we go.
I'm not seeing what you're talking about.
I'm not seeing it
I
either.
cannot see anything on the screen.
It needs to reshare.
Oh, did it stop sharing?
Click
I'm
on
looking at it.
Click on the muted BM Furball, and it'll show back up for you.
Yeah. Tap on it on the two other axes just for the hell of it.
Okay.
I can't see anything.
And preferably on the second axis, do a double tap, and the third axis do a triple tap. That way we can you can note it down for later if it is.
I'm still not seeing anything.
Squirrel, open up the full chat list. See the muted BM Furball. Click on the icon to pin them for yourself.
Right, got it.
Okay, I'm going to go in and I'm going to tap on the bottom of the bar, the top of the bar, and the front of the bar. Because I don't have any way that I can tap left and right. Yeah.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, because it's a 2x4 going across the room.
Hmm.
All right, second.
I mean, I don't know what brand the board with an accelerometer has on it, but they should at least have a silk screen on it indicating it. If it's a pre-made
board.
professional board, or at least just I want to see the writing on the chip.
All right, I'm back. So the tapping on the bottom of the bar, I didn't get much motion because it's pretty rigid that direction. But tapping on the back of the bar, it vibrates because that's the length of it. Yeah. I'm going to do some testing once I get it up. I've got a buddy coming over tomorrow since I have a gimpy hand. Try and get everything as good as we can. Put the temperature sensors where they need to be. I've got the lead weights. Going to put them on the wood dowel that I have. Suspend it, and then once I have everything set, I'm going to do some testing. Like tap the top of the bar with a wrench or something while I'm recording the oscillation so that you can see how big the change is on this and if it actually affects the oscillation.
Yeah. I imagine that you are, for the experiment, going to list all the hardware, etc., that you're using, and also, of course, add this stuff, which sensors, etc.
Yeah. So, this...
Maybe even a copy of the code.
I'd have to get that from Wally, but yeah. So this is going to be one of these or multiple of these will be listed on the actual live stream as it's going. The temperatures won't, because like I said, Wally gave me he's got an LED screen that it scrolls across, and the temperature isn't something that needs to be constantly viewed, so it's going to be scrolling across that. But all of this, everyone's going to have access to pull all of the data.
All right, so Purple.
This is also going to help me figure out what time of day I need to run this, because clearly I know when my neighbors get up.
Yeah. Hey, did he send the Arduino to you by mail, or did you upload it?
He mailed
the file? Okay. If you have Arduino IDE on your computer, you can just connect it and copy it without risking, corrupting the.
Pull
the code on the Arduino.
Code off of it. Okay. Yeah. So he had these set up in Australia. He programmed them. He set everything up. I set up this website, ThingSpeak, and he set them in Australia to stream to this website, and he input my Wi-Fi address here. So as soon as I got here, I plugged it in, and they started streaming to the website.
Cool.
Yeah. Hey, open source kicks ass.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes. There are circumstances in which open source.
Well, talking about open source electronics like using Arduinos, etc., does kick ass.
Well, that's almost completely different. Some software can get a little dodgy that way.
So this is the one that's been sitting on my desk that I'm sitting at right now talking to you guys.
Tap it.
So these are from setting things up and down on my desk.
So if we started tapping on the desk, we should see spikes.
Yep. Let me
see the jagged line about an hour ago.
He was jerking off.
Yeah.
Yep.
You got quite.
So I'm gonna take a roll of chapstick.
No.
And drop it about 6 inches away from it, from about 8 inches up. And it bounced a little bit. So we'll see what happens. I'll change the duration on these so they get bigger. It only broadcasts every 30 seconds, though. It's a constant sample, but it only sends a signal every 30 seconds.
Oh, there's a bit of a spike.
A little bit.
But then again, it was just a thing of chapstick.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing is that
get a nice heavy combination wrench or something.
the issue also is the capture time and when it updates.
Yeah.
Or does it make when it's time for it to transmit a sensor reading, does it make a 10-time sensor pull, data pull, and then make a mean average of it? That's why I would love to see the data.
Yeah,
the program coding.
I'll try and pull the coding from it, and I'll send it to you.
Yeah, because it's a question on what's the sampling interval compared to the broadcast interval. So it's definitely doing multiple data captures in between data bursts, but the question is how many.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the other window we saw data going in. Well, the possibility of data going into the negative, but we didn't see any. And that kind of bothered me. If it's an accelerometer.
Yeah, and again, the reading on the left is different number values than the reading on the right. So I'm not exactly sure. Ow, fucking dog! She's chewing on my toe.
Well, that could just be
Get
because
her a
it is
chew toy.
a different axis.
All right, so I'm gonna just stand it up. Now
And
I'm
then
holding
let it
on to
fall.
it upright. I'm gonna hold it upright for a minute. Ow, dog.
She's
Bite it
teething.
off.
She needs a chew toy.
Yeah.
Well,
ow. God damn it.
See, there's you lifting it up.
And I'll set it back down.
Good doggy.
Yeah. Yeah, this is just awesome that Wally did this for me.
And no, we do not reward bad behavior like that, Bo. Especially not with a Shiba or another breed like that, because if they think they can get away with it at this age, oh boy, are you
They will do it forever.
Yep.
Yeah, but think about it. We could train it to sniff out flat
world
earthers.
of shit.
Yes, but sniffing out flat earthers is different than chewing on your toes.
Yeah, well,
Hey, should I see if Dr.
when I
Bob
did
can
have
get
a
in
dog
here in
that's
this conversation with Right the Hand?
About autism?
Yeah.
That would be beautiful. And
would he be stupid enough to do it?
Oh, Bob would.
No, not Bob, not Bob. This jackass.
dipshit?
Would he be stupid enough? Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Bring on
He's
Bob.
got a couple dozen layers of stupid going on already, so I wouldn't be shocked.
Because keep in mind, this idiot was also the one who advocated that you don't know if an entropic pregnancy would have killed your wife. You should have just let it play out.
An ectopic pregnancy?
Yep.
Yeah, that was the conversation I had with him.
Regular basis.
Yeah.
Just tagged him into the thread, Dr.
And
Bob.
I don't know how many ectopic pregnancies have ever proven to be viable.
Three.
Like in all of human history.
In all of recorded medical history, 3. And between 1980 and 2001 or 2007, 856 women died from it.
Yep. 856 to 3.
Yep.
Well, 856 in just the last 30-something years versus 3 in a few hundred years. Yeah.
Makes me think that somebody might be full of shit when they say that it's worth a shot on an ectopic pregnancy.
You know what?
That can't be.
It really makes you think that someone like Right the Hand should have been seriously considered for post-birth abortion.
You know,
I'm not the one to, advocate for abortion, but I think Gary Ridgway had the right idea.
Don't make me step on you.
So far, he's not taking
All
the
right,
bait.
guys, I'm gonna bail. I'll talk to you. I'll catch you up in a while.
Yep.
Movie night is tomorrow. Everybody remembers
Tomorrow
this.
night. Yep.
Yep. Okay. Have fun, guys. Nice to be back. Nice to be back for a little bit.
Later, man.
Enjoy.
Later, squirrel.
I'll kill you
About
later.
time you
Nick.
fucking
It'll all
leave.
be- Don't worry. I got plans for some serious bacon coming up. Fucker.
Personally, I support abortion up to the 160th trimester. So.
Well, Gary Ridgway had a unique way of abortion. It was, taking the filth, like the prostitutes and the drug dealers, things like that, and killing them.
Yeah, Hitler had a similar idea.
So Right the Hand.
Yeah. So it would be a post-abortion for Right the Hand.
Post-birth abortion.
Is he even born? I mean,
so if you go under the principle of Gaia and that we live in Mother Earth, technically we have not left Mother Earth. So if Mother Earth decided that she wanted to abort him, that would be fine.
Ooh. And you can even convey it that it was God's will through Gaia, so he couldn't even complain about it personally.
No, because he would have to have been there to know. No, wait. I wouldn't work on him anyway.
Where did this guy come from? How did he suddenly find UDSA and decide that he was going to become our own personal troll?
Well, about 27 years ago, a horde decided to not swallow.
Now, we don't know if she was a whore because we don't know how much money was traded.
True.
But I initially saw the dipshit over on Planner Walk's Discord server.
Oh, yeah. So he found Planer first.
Yep. And it seems like Main Gun keeps having audio issues.
Server in favor for UDSA.
Post-hatching abortion. Yeah, that definitely is accurate.
Yeah, I'm on hotel Wi-Fi, so it keeps. Keep having to refresh the goddamn thing.
Ah.
Fuck, he's here. I'm leaving now.
Oh, is that doggy here? I mean the soldier boy of the.
Hey, I wasn't the only soldier in
Hyperball.
here today. I had another soldier in here with me today.
A couple of them.
And some of them are still here, so yeah.
You're not
Oh, dear
American.
God.
You don't count.
You're not in America, so you don't count.
But
Well, okay. You got me
but he is in the American Armed Forces.
It's better than being in the Canadian Unarmed Forces.
And even though, even then, he's just in the he's just a one of those NASA shill. What was it? You're what a CGI agent? Isn't that? Yeah, CGI.
Yeah,
CGI agent.
Wait, where the hell did that come from?
Well, I am literally
years ago.
a shill for the American government. I am a paid government agent in all sense of the word.
Yeah, you are, but you are forgetting the word legal.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's just legalese.
She's sleeping again.
Well, yeah, that's what puppies do.
Thank God.
They eat.
Yeah, for 5 minutes at a time, then wake up,
play,
and-
sleep, then
No,
get up and
she
do it all
sleeps
over again.
A lot. She does sleep a lot, but when she plays hard.
Sounds like a Marine.
Damn straight. I've got 2 Article 15s to prove it.
I've only got one.
Okay, I'm not sure what an Article 15 is, but I have an idea. That it's about if the party hasn't attracted the attention of at least one
So
police cruiser and 2 ambulances, it wasn't a good party.
So an Article 15 is non-judicial punishment. It's a CO level punishment that does not require a court-martial full legal proceeding. It means they had fun and were bad boys and got caught. See, that's the thing. I never got caught.
Exactly, and it's only, it's like doing stuff on the roads, right? You only get tickets for doing something illegal. So if you're not getting tickets, you're not doing anything illegal. You just have to, hide it somehow.
Yeah, with an Article 15, depending on who administers it, is how much punishment they can give and what the pay grade you are. So if you are E4 or below, a company commander can take 1 pay grade away, I think, and give you 35 days of extra duty, or 30 days of extra duty, and take away half your month's pay for 1 month. If your battalion commander does it, he can take an E4 all the way to E1 and 45 and 45 and 2 months' pay.
Yeah, lovely.
If you are E5, sergeant or above, they can only take E5 and E6. They can take 1 pay grade. E7, Article 15, can't take pay from you, but usually you get like a general officer letter of reprimand that goes in your permanent file that basically prevents you from getting promoted.
Yeah.
So if you're really good, you get busted as an E5 to E4. Then you fuck up again, and you get busted as an E4 to E1.
Well, so what's interesting is the Navy can actually bust you 2 pay grades in technicality, because the Navy does enlisted promotions, E6 and below, and they get frocked, which means you wear the rank, you have the authority, but you don't have the pay. So as soon as you walk into an NJP situation, your frocking is gone. So there's one pay grade down. And then whatever punishment they give out, which, oh, wait, you were in an E5? Oh, wait, you were a frocked E5? Yeah, now you're in E3.
Yeah, I only lost the one stripe, but it was a bird colonel that took it away from me, so I knew I was never going to see it again.
I never lost any stripes. I just got a good ass chewing on paper.
Yeah, I got a few of those too.
The funniest
that
that I ever saw, I was in Iraq. I was getting ready to brief a battalion commander on one of our investigations, and I was standing outside in his lobby waiting room area, and he had like an Article 15 wall of all of the things people had gotten Article 15s for in Iraq. And it was like adultery, alcohol, drugs, alcohol. And then there was one for shooting Private so-and-so with an inert 203 round. I want to know the story behind that. I want to know that story so bad. Because was it, fuck you, and he shot him? Or was the other guy in his black vest out in the motor pool? It was like, all right, man, I'm ready, do it.
Never, okay, you're not infantry, but still, never leave infantry soldiers unattended, especially if they do not have anything to do.
Yeah.
A bored infantryman is a dangerous infantryman.
That's true with everybody. We used to have these what they called Hoffman devices that went with the Miles gear when you hook up all the lasers to the tank and play a little force on force. These Hoffman devices kind of look like a little honeycomb thing that you'll see sometimes attached to the top of a gun tube, and they contain charges in it. And see, you're not firing real rounds because you got a laser stuffed up the tube. So when you pull the trigger, one of these Hoffman charges will go bang to simulate, a main gun round firing. We never used them, but we had them. And one of the guys was bored, and he took one of these Hoffman charges and opened it up and poured the powder out. And was playing with it in a cigarette.
The cherry felt in it.
Yeah, he in his Article 15 where he got reduced to E2, he did so with no hair on his face.
So what you're saying is that you did play with them. You did use them.
Yeah, they go bang whether they're in the honeycomb or not. Amazing, isn't it?
Well, I mean,
it's almost as dumb as that
way
guy.
back in the beginning. Yeah, way back in the beginning, where I played with with gunpowder from blank rounds. I got a little bit cocky. I found out that if you pour it out in a long string, it'll burn slowly. But the bigger pile you make of it, the faster it'll burn because it doesn't get choked by the extra oxygen. So when I finally got my hands on some defective live ammunition, I wanted to do the same stuff. That didn't go bad. No, that didn't go very well. Apparently, the pellets used in live ammunition burns a lot faster than the powder flakes in blank rounds used by AMA, which is the brand that at least we use here in Denmark. That singed all the hair on my hand and made me go ow.
So
a little bit.
Hey Jared, I just did something forbidden. I gave my dog a little tiny bite of chocolate.
A little tiny bite is not. It's not going to kill the dog. It's not the best, but you got to worry about the amount.
And, it's kind of poisonous to them, literally.
Used to give their golden retriever entire bars of chocolate.
Yeah,
That's
they're
not good for him, bub.
Yeah, they're retarded for doing that.
I know. The dog lasted to 13 though.
Well, the chocolate will either, give it the runs or just get it to puke. Which one do you want?
That and dark chocolate is worse than milk chocolate.
Yeah, but it's the only kind of chocolate that makes sense. Milk chocolate is for kids.
Well, dogs can be.
Well, and for humans, humans. For humans, damn it.
But talking about that guy who played with the powder from one of those charges reminds me of a guy that we had in the shop in Washington. So O-level guys, the squadron level guys, really don't have many opportunities for non-deployable billets. It's either they do a special duty such as recruiting, instructor, or RDC, or they somehow manage to get put in a shore billet at an intermediate facility, which is where I was. This guy would routinely get bored, take a solid, larger can capacitor, hook it up directly to the output of a DC power supply, turn it on, crank up the voltage, and walk away. What happens to an oil-based capacitor when you overcharge it?
I think I'll shut my mouth for this one because, it's a good source of a hell of a lot of laughs.
It makes
around among friends.
It makes quite the bang, especially when you got a bunch of junior frickin' still green in the gill kids around who haven't got a clue and don't realize what's happening when an E5 walks away chuckling.
Or just you want to piss off a friend and you get hold of some unimportant equipment of his and just take out everything inside of it and then put in a couple of why one when you can do many, a couple of tantalum capacitors in in reverse. Good, nothing big, just a 12-volt power supply, and let them have it. Make sure, but the usual stupid choice you make is that you say, we don't need to film this. Oh man, those suckers can burn. Just go boom quickly.
Well, and here's the thing: because we were in a secured workspace with top secret material in there, we couldn't have cameras rolling.
Well, okay. What about audio then?
Could not have any recording devices like that in the workspace.
Damn it.
So how is that in comparison to somebody who is back in a smoking area and their lighter won't light, so they figure the best way to get it working is to try to light it next to the O2 bleed.
Yes, that happens quite a bit.
Well, that would be really interesting for the type of lighter I'm holding in my hand right now.
Wait a minute. How quickly would that O2 bleed turn into a flamethrower?
Really quickly if there was a bleed going on at the time.
Just use some...
Yeah. But the other thing that this guy liked to do is he, instead of winding the leads around the variac or the variable DC power supply, he would just hold it there, charge it till it started to get warm in his hand, and then toss it at someone.
Oh, hey, that's a classic. That's a classic. Yeah.
What would happen if I did this in the military today? If I were to enlist?
This was just back in 2007, 2008 that he was doing this shit. Things like that will still go on. You will still eventually come across a jackass who would do that if you're in the proper rate to be in that kind of workspace.
Well, I would say what we've talked about right here has happened several times in the ham radio club I was a member of when I lived in Copenhagen. Quite a few times, actually. The old guys would get really pissed off because they know how, for example, the tantalum capacitors, how how expensive they are. And they would worry about that, even though we have had a fuck ton of them. We were donated a huge buttload of them were donated to us by a small electronics company because they're not RoHS compliant. You know, that stupid environmental crap. So we had some fun with it.
Daddy.
Yes, Big.
Not you, Daddy.
What?
I.
But so.
Mommy, mom.
I'm trying to remember the cost of these ones because they were mil spec. So I want to say one capacitor was in the $50 range. They were really cheap consumable items by comparison, but yeah, he would have fun with them.
Now, was that $50 regular or $50 in military?
Mil spec. The regular cost of the NIN was closer to was closer to $15-$20.
Okay.
So,
hey, Dad. Are you ready to do the right to hand interview?
Why are you trying to bait him over?
Yeah.
I don't want him pissed off and pissy when I'm doing an interview because I want it to be a pleasant and cordial interview.
Well, it may start out that way.
No, it's an interview. That's the thing. I'm going to interview him like I would a victim. And I just want to get, I want an actual interview. I'm not going to debate him. I'm not going to challenge him on anything. I'll challenge the basis for his beliefs to get him to explain them, but I'm not going to try and disprove anything he says.
Please tell me you're going to record this.
Oh, yeah. Here's the intent, and I was going to try and get it done before McToon does his debate tomorrow.
Okay, well,
it was supposed to be happening right now, but he bailed on me, and now he's on Discord bitching at people.
About autism, still.
So you guys go take care of that. We have been going for almost 4 hours. And
oh, God.
Yeah, we started on time. So.
Harrison thought, but then again, it isn't movie night, so.
Yeah.
Starting on time.
Well, if it was a movie night, we would have ended about 10 to 15 minutes ago. Because I do generally tend to reload the beer supply within arm's reach before that show.
Yeah, a bad life choice, health-wise.
It depends on the amount of stupid. It's not like a few weeks ago where I went through a 2-week supply in one show.
Yeah, but yeah, the amount of stupid were comparable to the level of intake. Yeah. Oh crap! Damn it! There you go.
All right. Well, Furball, you go try to get that idiot to do the interview. I'm gonna let the dogs
Pig,
out.
You bastard!
Well, Pig left.
No. Oh, you know what he did? He just cut my permissions from having a conversation with this asshat. Literally, I cannot respond to him to follow up with that.
Skewer the pig.
I'll call him right now. Later, guys.
Later.
See ya.
For everyone who has stuck with us and enjoyed, you got to see the pupper. You got to see the pupper, and everyone else, haha, you missed it live.
Yeah.
Ha.
Off the hook. did you miss it or did you miss it not?
Oh no, she went. She came back, found out about it, rewinded, watched it, and then caught it live the last time. But with that, we are out. You guys have fun, and as has been said, movie night is not going on tonight. It will be at the regularly scheduled time, but tomorrow evening. And the reason for that, Psystrike went to a Lewis Black comedy show tonight.
Nice.
Lewis Black.
Oh, if you don't know who that is, you need to go look him up.
I'll probably say, that guy, when I look at his face. But
yeah, he's freaking hilarious. And go sit in the corner and think about what you just said.
Let's see if this is yet another PMARS.
Communism will rise. Troops more like gay.
It's either Patrick Marsden or Trigger Tits.
Yeah, initially, although I'm not quite sane at the moment, I'm still drunk, but it doesn't really look like P. Mars would say that second part.
Yeah, he would.
Would he?
He's a jackass.
Ammunition with eyes.
He is a jackass looking for attention.
Oh yeah, that's true. But yeah,
calling me gay is kind of lame. I was a bubblehead, so you know.
Yeah, it kind of comes with the territory.
Yeah, and if it wasn't that a jackass, just a normal troll that, a run-of-the-mill troll, I would just say, funny you'd use that word. So what type of gay do you mean? Do you mean the original meaning for that word, or? I mean,
I just look at it. To me, I just look at it. It's like you can't even come up with something fucking original.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, I find it so hilarious when people try to egg me on, to really, really piss me off, and they just can't. I'd see them get
it's
more.
Because they don't know how to push
frustrated.
your buttons just right.
For me, it doesn't really matter, gay or not. It doesn't change the size of my gun tube.
I'm like, looking at that, I don't like to think of it's like, shit. My buddies on the boat used to give harder disses than that to each other.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing is they don't realize just what it takes to actually get under our skin. It's nowhere near what they think.
Oh.
Which is why the majority of the time I just laugh at them.
Hello?
Freaking amateurs.
Nice. Hello?
But with that, we will catch you all later. You have a good one. And we'll try to not let the stupid get to us too much. And with that, we'll see you all next week.
All 412 pages.
Oh, yeah, okay. You know what? Yeah, we do have to remind people before movie night tomorrow. Yeah, we're gonna see what the redacted version of the Mueller report actually says.
Yeah.
So, we're gonna be tortured twice tomorrow. First by Pig, and then by Stupid.
It's most likely going to start at 12 p.m., maybe 6 p.m., depending on how fast I can read.
12 p.m., maybe 6 p.m.
Because we might have to add an additional 6 hours for it, because it took, Vice News 13 hours to read it.
Well, they are mentally challenged, so...
Yeah, that's why I was thinking PM would work.
Do we need what is it? The Special Victims Units sound bites. They're not their title music, but their ding-ding sound effects. Every now and then?
Probably not, because that seems like something that they would do a copyright strike on, and fuck those assholes! And with that, we'll see you all later. Good night!